Hello and welcome. Um, there. What am I even saying? As soon as I hit the button to bring myself on the screen, I completely forgot everything I was about to say. Hello. I hope you all are doing well there. It's been a while since I've done a DM's commentary. I'm going to be doing one of those tonight because I don't think that there's a one shot that I've done that is more worthy of it than the Beige Gang debut this past Saturday. So I'm going to be watching that and talking about what happened and giving some little insider secrets and talking about some of the stuff that didn't happen and the planning process and just everything leading up to that. But before, there's a couple sort of little channel announcements I want to make. Or I don't know if they're really announcements, but anyway, there was like a massive amount of support on that stream, which is freaking insane. Um, and the the channel completed its first level, or first hype train, all the way through all five levels, which was absolutely phenomenal. And like the Beige Gang and like people in chat were uh, donating subs and subbing like crazy, and I had been procrastinating on getting the second emote that had been unlocked on the channel up, and now there are four emote slots that have been unlocked, which means I owe you three more emotes. Doing a part two. There's going to be more Beige Gang stuff, but we're going to be doing different. We're going to be swapping between DMs and systems and things like that. So talking about stuff they missed shouldn't affect future endeavors. That should be perfectly fine. Otherwise, I wouldn't, and I won't talk anything that might spoil stuff. To come, definitely wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, so yeah, have been procrastinating on making the new emote. I have taken some pictures, but I haven't managed to come up with an idea I like yet. And now I need three. So on that sort of topic, it's probably going to be a little bit before I get those emotes out because right now school is kicking my ass, and I have finals coming up in just over a week. I'll start doing finals, but then I'll be done with school. I can focus a lot more on the channel, and I can actually make sure I spend the time to where the next emotes that I add will be quality. Duke with duct tape. That is actually something I might do. I might make some polls and like post them around and things like that. Maybe by the next stream I can have something like that prepared. I can get some polls and get like some feedback on emotes that people would like to see. Um, that would be really funny though. That would be really really funny. So yeah, that'll be coming. But anyway, yeah, I'm still like astonished by the amount of support that everyone has shown me on this channel. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that. A half naked James playing guitar. That emote might not get approved. Because Twitch does the look at everything. That one would be a little questionable. Anyway, that's really all I had. I'm going to be watching and commentating over the Beige Being debut. I'm going to be watching the YouTube video. It's on my YouTube channel. I just got it published earlier today, so it's there. I'd say like go and watch it, but that's what we're literally about to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me make sure I actually did set up everything properly. Okay, cool. Um, Here we go. So I have it here. I went ahead and skipped the introduction, and I skipped the part in the beginning where I forgot to unmute my microphone. So this should be the actual proper start. And before I even press play, just like looking at this, first of all, the costumes. And I know Beluga's not on yet, but even hers and just everyone had such fantastic costumes. And I wish I had something to compare. I am wearing a t-shirt with a jacket, and not even like a nice jacket, just just a regular jacket, and then I threw a purple tie around my neck, and that's what I'm wearing in this shot, and that's what I wear for the entire stream. And it got hot, and I really wanted to take off that jacket, but I ended up not. Anyway, um, let's go ahead and press play. Yep, yeah, pretty much exactly what just happened. And I had to start over. I hope is the audio on the video okay? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm not play. There is no audio. That is correct because you didn't miss anything. There should be audio now. I did it again. Which I'm honestly super excited for. Now there's audio. So without further adu, let's go ahead and have the players of the Beige gang, the people behind the characters, introduce themselves. I was really excited for this. Super excited.
Hi there, I'm Hamilton. You might know me as DM_doesn't on Twitter, or I am also the DM of or /host.
Also, these are all like super fantastic people.
It's a D&D game show, which is weird and wonderful. We just get loads of
welcome.
Great characters by going through stupid.
We are watching the Beige game debut.
You find a character sheet, scoring points towards stupid characters.
And going through, we just started with the character introductions.
And come and check us out. You find us where we find podcasts. That's me. That's all I do.
Awesome. We can actually go ahead and skip to.
I'm Zoltar from O4 and RPG. You'll know.
Or I'll let them do their introductions.
I'm one of the co-founders of that, and
because we're not doing, or actually, yeah, let's skip to character introductions. We actually start.
Maps and Quests, aka _quests.
Mr. Mappy McMackface.
It was scary.
We do. There's a bunch of you. There, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Reading off Twitch username, and now you get a really cool. There'll be more soon. Okay. Tonight, the one shot. The one shot library. Oh wait. In a dimly lit. The one shot will start a little bit. Here we go. We begin. Found the beginning. In a dimly lit. How long have I been running D&D games? I've been streaming since September. There is a low fire burning. Running for years. Surrounded by bookcases filled with books from floor to ceiling. The sound of pouring rain can be heard from outside, but no windows are visible to see it. Next to this hearth, there's a small table and a great ornate chair. Sitting in it is a man dressed in velvety blue robes. On his chest, crested and embroidered in gold, there is a diamond with the letter C in it. And he wears a mask that completely conceals his face, made of plain wood. Burned into this mask are two V's on sort of either end toward the bottom half, resembling pointed teeth. And other than that, the mask is completely featureless, other than the natural grain of the wood. Oh, I forgot that's what I had on the mask for this one shot. Open leather tome, slowly and meticulously turning through the pages, reading through the script, before closing the book and setting it down on the table beside him and standing up. Also, I'm really proud of this, like, regular introduction that I've created for one-shots. The bookcase is in front of him. I'm glad this is how I got to introduce the Beige gang. Slips of paper from the books begin to slip out from between them and into the air. They glow with this bright yellow light, and slowly floats around the room, dancing through the air, before coming to a rest still floating in the air still in front of him, in a row. 6 pages. One by one, the pages begin to grow brighter, taking forms, humanoid shape. The first shape, as the light glows, takes form and begins to dim, we see features form, articles of clothing. A face begins to reveal itself. This face is Stephen, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Oh, hello.
I love that so much.
Rochester Jr. the Third. I'm a very important man. I'm finely attired in a dinner suit, as I always am. I'm an aged man. I am in my late 60s. I am well retired and I'm clearly well off.
Clearly well off. Another second character begins to take form, and the features begin to appear piercing through the dimming light. This one is Cyrus, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Alright, my name's Cyrus Brooks. Veteran, scout leader now. I sit around, go hunting with my dog.
Got some good players. This is a pretty fantastic group. This one is Admiral Carter. If this is your first time here,
Jingo. Where
don't
am I?
usually play with the same people.
Tarquin Von
I
Douchebag.
specialize in one-shots.
Who are these people?
So, this is actually the first time I had DM'd for any of these
You
people.
have a yacht, do you? Fantastic.
But I knew them all.
Why?
They're all fantastic creators.
Oh, like I always say, to yachts or not to yachts.
That's, Maka there. Our, Admiral Tarquin.
Nothing.
What's the point then?
Oh, it's better than being on dry land.
How do I find my players?
Okay.
Discord, Twitter, mostly Discord. I look on my Discord server, I look on a few other D&D related Discord servers.
You see, the world's filled with magic.
I just ask my
I
friends.
perform it for you on the stage.
Somehow I've managed to find players for
Better know me by my stage
a
name.
one-shot every
Experienced
week
this stuff.
since, like, I don't even know how long, since, like, September, I guess, yeah.
Coming to form. This one will be Max.
Usually do 3 to 4
Simon, pick
players.
that up! Where am I?
Oh,
am
man, I love
Max
a meal.
Ostermann, the baseball coach of the suburban kids league team.
And finally, as our final character comes to form, this one is Karen.
Mephisto's great. You gotta love
I
Karen.
am a PTO mom, and I
Very-
also love to play tennis at the country club.
Very much fitting into the meme stereotype.
I'm not surprised.
He does seem like a tennis player. How's your backhand?
Fantastic form, fantastic.
That's awesome to hear.
You must play sometime.
I've been practicing.
So, the 6 of you now come to form as the sort of light from your body begins to phase. You completely materialize in this library. The masked man before you, just sort of, you can't see his face, but you can tell from him turning your head, just kind of scans the 6 of you, and quietly picks his book back up and sits back in his chair and opens it again, looking through his book, and then looking up at you, and then looking down in his book again. And once again, pages begin to flutter out from between the books and the bookcases into the room, many more than before. And with much more vigor, as they begin to spin around through some unseen
I need to work
and
my
unfelt
filler words.
whirlwind, eventually completely
I say that
obscuring
every
you,
time I watch myself.
and then disintegrating.
I never
And
actually.
when they disappear, you find yourself somewhere completely different. This time,
And now we
you're
begin.
sitting at
Learn a submarine.
yes,
Spoiler.
in a small, dimly lit room. There's a
It's not
single
really a
porch
spoiler.
sort of on the right wall, and then you can see a door on the left, and then a large sort of canvas stretched out over like a wooden board at the front. And sort of as soon as you take in these surroundings, the door opens, and in walks this large. It's a Goliath man. With
Gosh.
he's wearing a flat cap and has these yellow tinted goggles that are currently up.
Oh, yeah.
and on his forehead.
Gotta have the hands everywhere. And I do my best to keep them on frame, too.
And greets you and with
Especially when you're
hello,
acting out like what
welcome.
people are doing.
Join me.
Characters.
I hope that you're ready for quite the adventure tonight.
Where exactly are we, and what
yeah.
time will we be getting home? I have to make my son's soccer game. I'm supposed to be handing out the snacks.
And another what?
There's a bald Sasquatch in front of you, and that's all you got to say?
He is a big boy, isn't he?
Yeah, here's a Goliath.
And I will take him down if he makes me late.
I was happy in the last room. I had a nice fire. I like that guy's jacket. I was thinking of asking him where it was from. Do you know where he got that jacket from? That smoking jacket? It looked very dapper.
I'm sorry, I'm not really sure who you're talking about. There's only myself and one other and you folk on board this vessel, so I don't remember a man in a jacket.
Wait, you haven't seen the dog? You haven't seen Garth? Garth! Garth!
Looking for his
I've
dog.
lived this whole time.
Garth!
Thought I was having like.
Oh, Tarkin,
static
Tarkin,
shock.
Tarkin, that was me owl humping your leg over there.
Oh, I felt like a dog. Haven't had an owl hump my leg for many years.
The owl's
Maka
gonna
is
land on
something
my
else, I will say that.
Does the dog stop something your leg? This big old hound dog comes over and sits next to me.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt, but we're going to arrive soon, so we need to go over your mission.
It takes a while to get through like this debrief for the mission with this
What
group.
are we on? Where are we going?
What?
What is all this about?
I don't
having-
quite understand you there. Like, mission. Why? I'm supposed to be performing on stage a magic show in an hour.
I like how they all have somewhere to be too, other than where I put them.
Exactly.
Well, my
I had
Gotta
a
love that.
speech to make at the country club this evening. I was all prepared.
They did kind of
Sounds
just get
like a lot of
dropped
your
in.
double booked yourselves.
No, I'm
But
free.
Adapt.
It's good. I really like
okay?
that.
Listen,
I
I have
always
my
like that.
calendar right here, and I have nothing about being on a boat today or meeting with some hulky man. So.
Oh, you're not on a boat.
Oh,
Oh.
well, like,
You said it was
Where
about.
are we then?
why am I
We're gonna
seasick?
get technical about it. You said it was a vessel. You said it was a vessel.
You did
It's
say
not
vessel,
necessarily a
yeah.
boat.
Maybe we're inside
technicalities.
tiny, teeny, small.
Not quite. You are aboard, and he sort of looks proud as he's explaining this. An invention of my own. I call it the under aquatic carriage, or UAC for short.
Under aquatic care. God, terrible acronyms.
So it's a
Terrible acronyms.
Right, I don't mean to pick too many nits here, but aren't boats supposed to be on top of the water, not underneath?
He's right, you know.
Admiral,
Oh.
can you clarify that for me?
I can clarify, yes, normally boats are on water.
But those are seen boats.
That's a lot of big words, and I didn't know what any of them mean.
It's that wet thing.
If you can keep your boat
I meant
under
the
the
other word.
surface, then no one will know you're coming.
It's a U-boat,
Right, so we're surrounded by...
as they said.
What body of water exactly are we surrounded by?
Why, the ocean, of course. Well, we're headed for the Logan Atoll.
So, how far under the water are we exactly right now?
Oh,
It is a great way to explain
not,
things.
not far, like maybe 100 feet. It would be enough for you.
Also, this will be important later, but this is not the first one-shot I've had at the Lorgan Atoll.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing.
But that
More on that later.
Barry, I promise that we won't be sinking, and we're going to be emerging once we get there. Which is why I need to go over your mission, because we are going to arrive any moment now. And he sort of yells through the through like the door, and he's like, "Isn't that right, Hova?" And then you hear like a small like shrill voice respond, "Yes, that is right."
Who is this cabin boy?
Yeah. One. Oh, his voice out. What's the voice?
There's another
Do an
seaman on the
English
ship.
accent again.
There's at least 2 seamen on this ship.
That means the other one's probably driving the boat.
Anyway, since the lot of you seem to be
A smart bunch,
thoroughly
huh?
lost and confused, don't know what happened to the past few hours. But let me introduce myself. I'm Kramen, and out there is my partner, Horver.
Partner in
We are
crime.
men- Horver, yes.
Also, these
And,
characters
you
are...
just give that shrill voice again. Pleasure to meet you. Even though he's like not there and you can't see him.
These are returning NPCs
We're
as well.
members of a sort of special team from Ibrith known as the Mages. And we sort of specialize in, getting...
Had a few one-shots with the mages.
That, could possibly
There are
be
4 of them,
broken.
but only 2
And
of
that's
them
why
appear
we
in this
hired
one shot.
to help us with... We're not the greatest when it comes to, what should you call it? Like, incognito type missions? But I'm sure wherever we
I
found
love the mages is just like
missions such as
this
It's
special
very simple what we need to do.
task force
Near
that
the-
outsources to like random adventurers to do their jobs for them.
There will be a ship.
Pretty much what they do.
Probably. We expect there will be a ship there. Known as the Enchantress, which is Lord Fabrix's ship. He's from the Louisville Dynasty, but the details aren't important. Anyway, what we need you to do is to go onto
Louisville Dynasty's
and
new.
find a powerful magical artifact that we don't know what it is, but we know he has one, and it could be dangerous, and bring it back.
Next time I do map making, I'll have to show where it is.
So you are
And where the
unsure
atoll
if
is.
it's even going to be there. You don't know what this magic item is or what it can do. Did you ever think to plan ahead?
He looks a little sheepish.
He is everything.
No,
Man, and they get
have,
critical. Especially
That's a
Miss
great
Karen.
point.
However, can you bring the thing just a moment? And you see after a moment of waiting this this gnomish person, he comes in, he has like short red hair, looks to be a little bit older, and his face has like wrinkles and it sort of looks like it was like squished to fit onto his small head.
I got the barnacles turned up on the ship.
And he's
being
holding
invaded.
this small like metal like handheld device of sorts that has like these like twirling wires sticking out of the top of it.
I have one of those.
But I keep seeing the chat in the
What are you?
YouTube video and thinking that it's
Not quite.
this
And
chat
he hands
in the
it
screen.
to the Goliath to Crumb and before quickly returning back to whatever he was doing before. And you just hear Crumb yell after him, "Thank you, Hover. Now to answer your question, Miss, I don't think I got your name.
Karen Crawford.
Miss Crawford. This device right here is
Almost
modified
accidentally went into an accent right there.
It's very crafty, but well, normally
Miss
it
Crawford.
can identify the properties of magical items, but for powerful artifacts like that, it gets a little bit more complicated. So we've modified this one. Instead of just
I'll
telling
take
you the
that.
properties of something, it can help you discern its location.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like to have that.
Sure.
How much do you
Great.
want for it?
So if I may interject, I'll take
got a
that. I
checkbook.
believe I'm the only one who does magic professionally.
So the Identifierotron, which is the device that they're getting,
But I'm going to lend it to you, but we only have the one, so please.
has been used before,
However would be
specifically in the deck of many more
He
things.
goes and like sets it on like one of your desks.
Here, I'll pause for a second. The Identifierotron, or the modified one that they're giving him now, I've used. The mages have given a party before in the one shot about the deck of many more things. So that way they could, once cards have been picked up and their effects activated, identify what those effects are. Most of the time. Wasn't perfect. And now there's a modified one to where instead of identifying what properties a magical item has, it instead just helps you discern its location. Sort of modified to be less precise, but work at a range. So that way you could like hold it up to a door and see if it's detecting something.
Like, honestly,
That's the idea I
I
had.
can always
Anyway.
keep it in my purse of holding until you guys need it, and I can pull it out. That way it's...
Hover and Crummin are meant to be like tinkers, bit of like artificer types.
I do notice that.
Oh, yes, yes.
So-
And
Do you
it's
have
literally
do you have
just
any-
one
do you
of
have
They're
those-
always the ones giving the parties
I have some, here's some animal crackers.
whatever gadgets they might
I'm
need.
gonna try and take the thing.
Like the Identifierotron,
Anyone need a drink?
or making like a UAC submarine,
I pull
as
out
they
a
called it.
thermos and pour out a cup of vodka.
Love the vodka thermos. That's
Thank you, ma'am.
a nice touch.
Sorry, always have to be prepared for the soccer games. They get a little dull.
And then, Mr. Crawford, to answer
Jeez.
your other question, we're fairly certain that Lord Sapphirex will be present at the atoll because he's
If
very
you like
lavish
squint your
and
eyes a
throws
little bit,
parties upon the Enchantress.
it almost looks like I'm
And
wearing an actual
it's
suit.
Popular sort of resort area
Almost.
for the wealthy and well-to-do. So
Really gotta
from the
squint.
intel we've gathered, he should be here tonight. I would put my name on the line that he will be there. If that makes me more
I'll take
comfortable
it.
about it.
Don't worry, we'll find him. I'll track him down.
So anyway, being as he will be throwing I'm sure, very extravagant and lavish party.
Oh, and did I mention they're all rogues?
Well,
They're all rogues.
should you be...
If that wasn't
interested in it,
something you already
have
knew.
Some extra
All six
articles
of them.
clothing, should you want sort of a various kinds of like disguises or party gowns. But anyway, he says this like slowing down, looking around at like what you guys are already wearing.
I think you'll find I'm very much well attired for a party. I was going there myself later anyway, so.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting dressed up.
Along with Steven there, I think my stage ensemble here will do nicely for a
The
fancy.
Irish gentleman's very well attired as well. I like him. And the Admiral is clearly a man of
course.
distinction.
I'm gonna fit right in wherever we go.
No,
Is
we're in the
Admiral too, I guess?
That might be a problem.
Well,
Sandship, it's the sandship.
if you're interested, we have some stuff in the back if you want it. And he sort of like gestures, and you can see on the other side of the room there's like a dresser with like some like hats and various other articles of clothing sort of like hung up and displayed and like packed away. If there's anything that you want.
Well, if we're going to a party, I must dress the part, and I walk right over to the closet.
Okay.
Are there any arseless chaps?
And here we go. There it is.
I don't know if it's that kind of party.
I don't think it's a party.
There it is.
I think you've got a very fine ass yourself, sir. I don't think you've got a very well-rounded one. I think all of us do, to be honest.
I'd like to see if you have anything in
Digging a hole.
I think you.
I'll also take bright orange.
I would think you might want to blend in a little bit more. They're colorful, but not that colorful.
Have you ever thought of beige? A nice beige suit.
I'm sure you can find
That
something like
sounds
that in there.
amazing.
Also, I'm starting to realize how terrible the acoustics are in my dorm.
And now it's time for all
Like-
to get into a wardrobe change.
Wow, that does not sound good.
Wait, I have a different hat.
I think it might be time for a microphone upgrade,
Different hair.
at least.
Have different hair for every occasion.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, so the premise I had for this is if there were any articles of clothing you wanted, I would probably let you find it, except for Atlas chaps. Unfortunately, there are no Atlas chaps in this
Well,
wardrobe.
I feel attacked.
I shot it down.
Maybe if you
For now.
really are, make an investigation check if you want to.
Oh, you're damn right. I'm gonna... Oh no, I don't have my dice. I'll have to. Oh no, we lost.
Ah, man.
Come on. No.
And this, see, okay.
Oh no!
This is a bit of a complaint, I guess, that I had. Which is, and I understand, we use Zoom because, I guess for the ease on everyone's internet connections, since we are from all over the place, and I guess Zoom. I don't know that much about it, but I'm guessing Zoom is not that intensive on internet connection. So they wanted to use Zoom, but Zoom has this consequence right here that you're seeing on the screen, where if someone leaves, or in this case disconnects, this is the result. And this happened, I think, twice during the stream, which is unfortunate. And it's fine. We continued on, but there's a reason I don't. I when I originally started streaming one shots, I started with Zoom. There's a reason that I don't use Zoom anymore, and this right here is one of the reasons. Zoom, although popular, and it's not bad for video conferencing, but there are better alternatives for streaming related things. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, this will stay like that for a while, and then it'll pass when Mephisto gets back.
Yeah.
Must be it. I used the wrong wand.
The chat has demanded it.
What chat has demanded what? Camo talk?
Yes.
The chat did demand assless
Maybe
chats.
they just have the arse bit. That's fine by me.
Sorry about what's happening on screen right now. Zoom doesn't. Do
You can even see that I'm halfway onto Steven.
Right, just leave me between screens.
Sorry, I'll just like lean over onto like
Which,
the one side
gotta
of the
love
camera,
that.
so you guys might be able to see. I actually don't know which side of the camera it is.
You're on the right side.
Karen's.
Everyone's like in the wrong spot.
So whilst they're doing that, I'll just go to the guy. Well, I can change my attire at will. I have a very special suit, and I'll change.
Oh yeah, let them all have their own magical items. They had some pretty cool stuff.
Super vibrant, so it kind of changes into different things, and he can tell me which one do you prefer. Is which was I alright before, or would you know?
I got a 19 by the way, my assless chap set.
You got a 19,
Yes.
and with the chat demanding it too.
Yes, chat says assless chaps already.
Ah, man.
Very well. You do find a pair of leather assless chaps deep within the recesses of one of the drawers.
This is my
Hmm.
kind of boat.
Very buried. Very, very buried. And he managed to find them.
You find a camo tuxedo.
The camo tuxedo is yours. It was hard to find because it was a bit camouflaged in the clothing, but
I just turned to somewhere.
My attempt at humor there.
Go, where the hell are you?
It was an attempt.
wait, who was it that we lost?
Mappy.
Okay, hopefully he'll be back soon.
Mephisto.
He should be back.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna look for a dress that matches the dice I'm using for today. So it is a deep midnight blue with sparkles.
It is a
Okay,
cool
yeah, you can
idea.
absolutely find a dress like that.
I don't know if dice.
I will be looking for the most simple.
I wish I had dice like that.
suit.
I need more dice.
Coming
I
back
guess.
from the days of being a CIA.
Do I really need more dice? The answer is always yes.
Exactly.
Don't worry, everyone in the chat. Don't worry, I let him have the Atlas chat. Atlas chat.
Assless,
Atlas
assless chap,
Moisturized.
chapless asses, or we moisturize.
Christ.
It has been permitted.
I do hope you have moisturized before you get them out.
I'm gonna have a ride on my hands over
They're salty.
a pair of assless chaps.
That's right.
But I won't take off my sunglasses of night vision, and I will somewhere have the khaki shorts of useful things.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Stick.
The khaki shorts of useless things.
Don't underestimate the versatility of the stick.
True.
That's actually a pretty great magical item
I can't be-
because you pull up a patch and then you have to
Yeah,
roll
and I'll turn
on the
invisible.
table to see what it turns into.
So I'll activate my cloak.
Just 1 second.
Just 1 second, I'll just like disappear.
In that case, I blinked at the exact same time you
Yeah,
disappeared. so
Steven had a cloak of invisibility.
You blink
Um,
for an entire second.
Yeah, I do that long blink.
I think
Yeah.
Mephisto had a
Invisible.
cloak of flight
And I'm back.
or shoes of flying, something like that.
That's wow. I'm sure that'll be very useful.
Oh, fantastic. It's
While he's doing that, I want to pull out something random from the khaki shorts of useful things.
Okay.
That would be a D100. Do I roll or you?
I remember looking at it before. I'll let you roll.
Okay.
Pretty sure the book says DM rolls, but I think it's more fun to let
I
him
try
roll.
to be. When I feel like it.
So I'm gonna pull out 4 potions of healing.
Oh wow. Okay. That'll be very useful, I'm sure.
I don't even think they end up using it.
Yes.
They didn't need it.
I think so.
We had to, well, we were supposed to keep this one shot in under 3 hours. We ended up going like 3.5, and
Before
so,
we arrive, just
didn't get in quite as much combat as I would have wanted.
we don't really know
But
much about
combat takes
Sapphic
time,
himself,
so.
but I worry he may be a rather dangerous man. Many of our Eritrean agents, well, out to do some espionage in his manner, never returned. We never heard from him again.
The mages
I think it would
just like lose a lot of
be
people.
dangerous to avoid-
They'll send people on missions, never return, never hear from them again. It happens a lot.
Avoid him as if we had a schedule of his, an exact timetable of what he was planning to do all day today.
I'm afraid the wealthy nobles from the Louisville dynasty aren't quite so punctual. He's very much a free living man. Yeah.
Be coming up with features about the Louisville dynasty on the fly. They're a laid back
I think any moment now,
people.
might magically
Okay.
appear.
And
again.
I'm back in my window.
Mephisto has returned.
Perfect.
His hat's disappeared.
You just don't understand the magics of the world yet.
Is it possible to make some sort of history check on this this chap, this lord? I don't know if we'd know anything.
Lord Stafford? Sure, go for it. Give me one
Stafford.
history check. See if you know anything about him.
Let me see. I'm quite intelligent.
Also, didn't have much planned about him, so everything I'm about to say,
It's an 8.
completely improvised.
History plus 8, 16. A total of 16.
16? Okay. So, as he had already told you, Lord Sapphic is a noble in the Louisville dynasty, and just like the note of interest, you notice that Kramen
That
mentioned
actually
that he
scared
was
me a little bit.
and
Hey Brandon, welcome, and
Lorgan had told
thank
me
you for the
about
resub.
dynasty. And these two places, Iberith and the Dynasty, are on like opposite ends of the world. Like they are really far from each other. So
You have the tier 2 book now.
Have gone very far to attempt to like snag this artifact from a noble in a nation on the other side of the world. And it, as far as like the Sapphics, you would have heard like a couple things. He lives in sort of this like large away from any major cities or anything like that.
You have a book?
Is
No.
very like secluded and keeps to himself.
Oh, no,
except
hold
when
on.
he goes
You want to hear something very very fitting? When I got the hype train in the last stream, it gave me like a hype emote for it, and this I'll post it in chat. That is what it gave me. Hype book. I think it's very fitting, and I'm glad. I'm glad that of all of the, I don't know how many hype emotes there are, but I'm glad that's the one it gave me. For most people, that would probably be like a lame emote. Oh, I thought I hit play.
throw these
Alright.
huge like
But
lavish parties with
it's very fitting for the theme here.
The Dynasty Society. So going to the party, you'll probably start to see a lot of other people of high nobility or wealthy merchants or just other high class citizens. Just because he'll like disappear for a month and then suddenly reappear and throw these huge, expensive, lavish parties, and then disappear again for like another 2 months.
Yeah,
Very
completely improvised. Made that up on the spot.
So we've travelled halfway across the world, or actually from one end to the other, you said, in order to find an artifact you don't
To an
know
extent.
like anything about, from a man who appears once a month.
Yes.
I think that's a foolproof plan. I'm on board. No, I mean I'm actually on board.
Mhm.
I'll also do the quest. Now, we're gonna stand here with cold ass cheeks, or we're gonna.
It's because you have the founder's badge. If
I actually
you
think, we're about to arrive.
in the chat box, if you click on like your little badge thing, it'll say like chat identity, and I think you can alter your stuff there.
Well, I'll take that.
Alright. So it's just a basic grappling hook with 50 feet of hempen rope.
Well, if you need me to hold on to that
Yeah,
for you,
give him a
then
grappling
I
hook just to get
have
onto the
plenty
boat.
of room.
All right, that'll work.
Oh, there's like a way to turn off your founder badge, but I think you have to go into your personal settings for it.
You
Oh,
can.
yeah, sure.
You do have it. It's just it's hidden under your founder's badge.
Them.
Take like an iron out of your purse and.
I don't want them to get wrinkled.
That would be terrible. Who would want to walk?
Privacy and security. That's it. Thank you, Theodox.
Heathens, as I said earlier.
You hear the gnome Corver from the other room. We're about to arrive. Coming. You might want to get them ready. Yes. So.
Need to work on my
Ready
NPC
for anything else
voices.
you feel you might need for this mission.
One day I want to take voice acting classes if I can.
Confrontation. Do you have anything that we might use to defend ourselves?
Because man, I am not good at voices.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
And also I have like no confidence when it comes to them either.
And if you're really that worried about it, I can do a fair bit of damage with magic. Just stand behind me.
I did take fencing lessons growing up. And
It did work.
lessons.
Well,
You have your book now.
oh yeah, you do have your equipment with you.
Okay, then no.
Okay, but if there are some, we probably have a few simple weapons I can ramble up if there's anything in particular you need.
Also, Brandon, if you get a moment,
I imagine, Admiral, you're
check your Venmo.
I imagine with your background.
You imagine correctly, good sir. And I just go whooshing, pull out this. It's a rapier, apparently. Where the hell's my admiral's sword? I just have this pointy thing.
No, same. I have the same. Match.
I pulled
Phone's
mine out as
busted.
well.
What did you do?
We could have some fencing.
There really is everything inside that bag.
My rapier here as well my hand crossbow.
What did you do to your
Oh
phone?
yes, I have my short bow as well. Like I said, I did have archery lessons.
I pull out a baseball bat.
You're bad at technology. You have a busted computer and a busted phone now.
My most potent weapon, of course, is my sex appeal.
What are you watching this on then?
With those trousers on, we will. Yes, charisma
You,
doubles.
you just wait. Vicious mockery while I slap my ass cheeks.
Wow. You feel the vessel that you're in, the UAC. You feel it. The room begins to turn.
I'm sorry, if you tell me you're watching this on your Switch,
it seems that the vessel you're in begins to ascend.
I don't even know if that's something you can do.
That means go up for you idiots that don't know.
Are we on the correct timetable for this mission?
Busted Switch controller.
He reaches into
Okay, you're on your
he's
laptop.
like, oh, actually, that reminds me. Here I have a simple timekeeping device because obviously you need to be quick about what you're doing.
Oh yes, I need that. I need to see how much time we need until I have to get to the soccer game. And I believe Mephisto also has to get to his
They are okay. So
the device
Let's
that
make
he
this-
basically, Hoarder just gave Karen a pocket watch, a timekeeping device. Originally, I had planned to use it to help expedite
Am I able to decipher? I feel like I'd be able to read.
the one shot since we had a time constraint. I ended up not doing that, like a dummy.
Moving.
And so the little submarine sort of come up to the ship that they need to get on to steal the artifact.
Click the side of it, and then it begins to very slowly inch its way across. So it'll take an hour for the needle to make a rotation, and you will have 2 hours once you get onto the boat. Once we let you off, we're going to resubmerge and then return in 2 hours' time. If you're not back by then, well, just be back by then.
Pretty cool.
Get this done, like within the hour because really we don't want to be late.
Yes, I also have friends and family that care about me deeply.
Right, of course you do.
I have to hand out these snacks to the soccer team. I don't want them to get hungry while they're playing.
Or sober, apparently.
Oh no, that's for me. And
I wonder if like.
It's drink.
Right, so when we surface, how close are we going to be to that boat we need to get onto?
We should be right next to it,
Right.
but we'll have to be fast because we don't want anyone to notice.
Oh right. So we need to. They're not going to expect us. So
That is the plan. Yeah.
So we need to climb onto the boat.
Yes.
Quickly, unseen.
And then
Stealth mission. Gotta have a stealth mission when you have a party full of rogues.
The surprise element of this whole plan really is lost on you guys, isn't it?
sorry, I was.
It'll be fine.
If we do this in an hour, I can even be there before training ends. Perfect.
Unless somehow you've acquired invitations, but I imagine they would not be accepting guests after the ship had departed, so it might be a little bit late for that.
I have a thing called panache.
I can get myself into most rooms.
Sorry, I meant a rash.
If you get me an invitation,
I do like the tie.
That's true.
We don't have an invitation. But you shouldn't need it, right?
Yeah, but if I want at the party, I can still forge it.
Oh, if you feel the need to, of course. So, about the hour, if you wanted, we could return in an hour instead of 2, but we only want to reappear once to reduce the risk of being caught. So if you think you can do it in an hour, we would be happy to return that quickly instead of in 2. But I'll leave it up to you, Miss Crawford.
Also, just this.
I have a fold-out boat, so even if we are boatless, we are never boatless.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna fly up. I'm gonna fly up off the ground for a second and just kind of hover there. And I can always just float over the water for quite some period of time.
Suddenly, while you're still in the air, the vessel suddenly reaches water.
This is just
and
me
stops
being
sinking.
mean.
And so, as you're floating there, you can suddenly boom, and hit your head on like the ceiling of the room, as like it loses momentum.
This was, I was just being.
Right, that's a little painful there, but that won't heal.
Should have been wearing your top hat still.
Take a look at that.
With a little bit
And
of
risk damaging a perfectly good top hat. What is wrong with you?
I must admit, I feel sick for saying that. What has come over me with Atlas chat?
Bringing up the Atlas. I said it again.
1 hour or 2.
He brings up the Atlas chats like every opportunity he can.
Right?
Every opportunity.
You have 1 hour. If you
It's not a question if we can. We
follow me.
have to.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
In out, really fast.
Right. So he leads you out of the room, and
In and
you
out.
enter sort of
Really fast.
the room that you enter is
As he
sort of,
says.
enters, and there's like walls on either side. and
We'll
it's
see
sort
if
of
that
above
ends
the
up
shape of this vessel. And
being
there's
how
a
this goes.
nice, like sort of crystal clear glass.
Something
You
tells
can
me it
see
may not.
That in the front, some in the submerged part at least, and it's kind of hard to see because it's.
Yes, these are all new people.
You can see just like the hints of like.
This is
you can see,
the
like,
Beige gang.
of like rope going out in front, and then you can see like the hints of like curved tails that come into like spiral shape in the back.
There are a bunch of other creators that I've met
that you're in.
through
And then yeah, there is on the side there's a ladder. that goes up to
Discord
the
community I'm in.
Which is where Cromwell is leading you to. So
Who's going first?
after you.
Well, Admiral, I think you seem the most authoritarian. You should take the lead, maybe.
Yes, I mean, it would make most sense if an admiral was to appear from a seaborne vessel.
Also, I think it's hilarious that you have to go up the ladder first.
Yes, if anyone's head is to be blown off, it's my fault and mine.
Also, the view will be interesting.
Yeah, I just kind of like.
Perfect. If I will clap once for safe.
Where? Where will you clap?
My ass cheeks.
Admiral,
Every
if
chance.
I make a suggestion, and
Yeah.
the owl lands on my shoulder again. I can have the owl scout around up there a little bit and make sure it's all clear for us to come up.
Well,
I
wait,
am also
mean,
very observant.
What rank is your owl? Does it outrank me?
Yes.
Then absolutely, and I salute the owl.
Should I make a deception check on that?
Yes.
I mean, I think that would be fair.
I love
Make a
this.
Deception check. And Admiral Tarpon, if you'd like to make an input check to contest
Damn right I would, although I did just immediately believe him. So
that.
that's a 5.
With my modifier, that's a 14.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely believe that this owl outranks you.
Oh, I don't know. What even outranks an admiral?
Have an inside of -4.
Is admiral not like the highest?
I know he's joking, but I'm not going to say anything.
Mighty fine owl.
All right, so I'm gonna then kind of climb up the ladder towards the top, have the owl scout out, and use my action, just kind of right below to see through the owl's senses, and see if it actually looks like it's all clear where we came up to go up on
Okay.
the boat at that point.
Alright, so as you release your owl out of the like submersible thing that you are in, as it comes, is it like flying out, or do you just want it to like stand on top?
I wasn't expecting him a
I
familiar.
think the rules in familiar is as long as it's within 30 feet of me, and the owl has dark vision out to like some crazy 120-foot range.
Okay. So you have it fly up. You do see you are right next to this large ship, and from as the owl is flying upwards, you can see bright and colorful light sort of glowing off of the edge, as like the deck is much higher than the sort of low-sitting surface of the submersible that you are in now. So it looks like it would be relatively safe to exit without anyone seeing you, as long as no one is like actively looking over the edge. And then taking a bit to look at the ship itself, it's a pretty large ship. But once you get up enough to see the deck itself is very flat, from front to back, with a bit of a curve where it comes up at like the bow and the stern. There's no like captain's quarters or any sort of raised platform in the back. And on like you can see on like the rigging, and the sails are currently up and the ship is mostly stationary. But on like the rigging and the sails, and just floating around, there are these little blips of purple, green, blue, and orange light.
These descriptions were all
You
planned.
can see there are a number, through the like crowds of well-dressed and well-to-do people, there are a number of tiki torches that have this rainbow.
At least I thought about them in
That's
advance.
off of bright and colorful light.
At the very least.
Can you make a perception check for your owl?
Yep, give me a second so I can pull up its perception.
Mhm.
Okay, it has a +3. That's going to be not the best roll in the world. That's going to be a 12 with the modifier on the owl.
A 12? Okay. And the one other thing you do notice is there are sort of in like these like black suits, what appear to be like butlers and maids going around serving various different like dishes and snacks and like wines and fine liquors and things like that. And you just like notice a glance that some of them are like coming up and down a staircase sort of towards the center of the ship that seems to lead below deck. And that's all you get.
And that'll be
Cool. So I
important
will
because of the path we'll take.
dismiss the owl to a pocket dimension, so it can
Okay.
just kind of hang out there.
Be gone.
And I'm going to communicate everything that the owl saw to the team below. I'm going to suggest to minimize noise. I just kind of fly up and hook the grappling hook over the rail of the boat.
Okay.
I could,
And then everyone else can climb up.
Can you make a stealth check?
Yep.
I was gonna say, okay.
What were you gonna say?
I could go invisible for like 2 hours. So the whole of this time I can be invisible if you want me to go up and hook it on. Invisible.
Up to you guys how you want to do it.
If you think you can climb the side of the boat invisible with the grappling hook, go for
Oh
it.
wait, actually no, I can't. My strength is awful. These guns aren't anything to write home about, to be honest.
So
Maybe
I just
next
I'm gonna squeeze his arms real quick. So, what exactly did you say you do besides hang out at the country club?
Play golf. I play a bit of golf, but no, I'm more dexterous than I am athletic, if you know what I mean. I'm
Very subtle there.
like that.
My God, he's got some moves.
Very subtle.
I'm Kobe. I'm not Yeet. Yeah.
Didn't even say that right. You go ahead. Come on, fly up there.
Okay. You fly.
All right. So I'm gonna take the grappling hook, fly up. You want me to make a stealth check? You said.
Yes.
Thank God I have a decent modifier there. With my +10 modifier, that makes it a 15.
Oh, okay. Alright.
It would only be slightly noisy with you going like, oh.
Okay.
Oh, Mephisto is now flying.
And so you said you're floating up and then you're just gonna hook it and then come back down.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
to try and minimize noise from the hook getting
yeah.
on the railing.
You do it fairly quietly, just sort of like making sure that you put it like over your head so you don't peek up over for anyone to see you, and then slowly float back down completely silently. As far as you can tell, no one's noticed.
God, I hate it when DMs word things like that. 'Cause I do too.
Everyone does that.
Always gotta word
you
it that
never
way.
look to see, so
Yeah,
I
that's
figured
true.
you wouldn't.
As far as you
So,
know.
Those
I wanna
guns
get myself
pointing at
hit.
us now are just a coincidence.
Suddenly 20 people look over the retinons. The entire ship lifts. The entire party looks over the edge of the retinons.
Good, capsize it, yes.
Good, capsize.
Just gonna cast a sphere.
Just the admiral.
Oh my god!
Not really. No, that was out of character. Right, so I didn't get a good look, but it seems like all's clear up there. I don't think anyone noticed.
Would you like me to take a look? I'm very observant.
Yeah,
Rarely
you know-
ever miss a detail.
I was thinking that might be one of your characteristics. You seem like the kind who picks up on everything.
It is really my strong suit.
Feel free, milady. Go ahead.
Do I need to climb up there in order to see?
Yeah, to see over the railing, you'd have to climb up the rope that's hanging off
Okay.
the grappling hook.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
Do I need to make?
No,
Okay.
you're able to with the rope. It's fairly easy to just scale up the side of the ship, so you're able to get it without an issue.
All right. So you want me to make a perception check?
You're peeking over the railing.
Yes.
Okay, make a stealth check first, and then a perception
Okay.
check.
My
Gonna
perception.
be sneaky. Lots and lots of stealth checks.
22
Roll.
stealth.
Okay.
But I mean, they're all rogues, so they all rolled super high the entire time, so I don't even know why I bothered.
It is only a 15, even though my passive perception is a 27.
What the fuck? You can see into the fabric of time.
That's an insane passive perception. That's like a
15 is still
like a
not
perception
bad.
build.
Yeah, looking about, you see a lot of what I described before with the lights, the very brightly lit party.
I don't even know how you get a passive
all
perception
very
of
well lavishly
27.
dressed in like bright, yeah, all dressed in very like bright attire. You see a lot of people seem to have various like exotic or like tropical looking flowers adorned either on like wreaths or pinned into their clothes or maybe in their hair. Seems to be some sort of like theme for the party. And you also notice the various people who are like simply but well dressed that are serving out drinks and snacks and things like that. Taking a closer look at where they seem to be coming from, around the stairs that lead below deck, there is like a simple roped off railing around it, and you see this. There's this burly looking half orcish man who is also dressed like similarly to the butlers, but he just seems to be at the staircase.
Got a
just keeping
bouncer.
watch and like unclipping the rope to let the workers in and out, and just seems to be like acting as like a bouncer, just making sure that like this is the staff only area, that the guests don't wander below deck.
All right. So I'm gonna climb back down.
Okay.
And I turn to the Goliath fellow and be like, "Do you have any exotic flowers?"
Fancy.
I'm sorry. Why do you need a flower? I don't think we have any flowers.
Because everyone on the ship is wearing exotic flowers, and if we do not want to stand out, then we need exotic flowers.
Oh.
Also, there is a half-orc who is guarding the stairs going down and letting people in and out.
Well, I mean, that's what we've hired you for. I'm sure that you can figure out some way to get in. But
I changed my attire to have, and then I just change it, and I can have accessories and color and style. So I change it so it's got flowers like all over it. It's like a flowery jacket. all the way
Okay.
down.
While I was
rip one off.
And then if you could, it's illusory. So you just go through.
He tries.
It's not there.
while I was on deck, did I see like a potted plant that had exotic flowers on it?
Actually, yeah, there were a number of plants around that had all of the different brightly colored flowers in it. So you could probably just get on deck and it'd probably discreetly pluck them and add them to your attire.
Was there any right next to me when I climbed up? Like, was I like next to any plants when I climbed up?
Not close enough that you'd be able to reach any. Yeah.
All right. One of you more stealthy men, maybe one of you who can go invisible, maybe it would help to go up and sneak us some flowers beforehand so that we can blend in.
Yeah, I can go and collect as many flowers as you like. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah.
Oh, and I realized I completely forgot to mention there's a band as well playing music.
Oh.
Just something you would have noticed.
I'm so glad you said that. I've got such a good plan.
Bust down the old harmonica.
You think it's a
Okay.
band of rogues and a band of bards?
Yes, I'll get a selection of colors and you can choose. So I'll climb up the rope.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Well, for a second there, I thought that's acting.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good miming.
I'll go invisible. I'll put the cloak of invisibility on.
Okay.
And I will head on over and find as many flowers as I can find.
Okay. Can you make a stealth check with advantage for your cloak?
Yes. And I have plus 12.
This is like a bunch of rogues, and Steven had his advantage because he has a cloak of invisibility.
Oh, that was on 1. That was it. I got advantage.
Yeah, you got advantage.
I was about to say didn't need the cloak, but completely forgot he rolled a 1. Definitely helped him.
If you didn't have the cloak on, you're just sort of like crouching around, and like everybody would be able to see you. But because you're invisible, no one notices. Like you're silent, but you would be very obvious without the cloak. So the cloak did manage to save you. And you're very easily able to find. Just
It's always fun to interpret dice like that.
Maybe like 10 feet away from where you had come onto the deck of the ship. So a sort of big array of like bouquets of flowers.
Like, whenever you have advantage and you get like a bad roll and then a really good roll, it's always fun to explain how like whatever you had that gave you advantage is actually like helping and making up for your shortcomings.
There's just sort of like these flowers that are like being plucked from this.
That's a good way to
disappearing into your clothes.
sort of interpret
So, but it's subtle
rolls.
enough.
More than just simple fail
Yeah,
success.
and I'll just go straight back. Yeah. And then I'll have, I got these. I got pink. I got blue. I got orange.
So
What,
do you
in my
answer about-
hair?
What do I know about him? With a 25 nature.
You're asking about the flowers?
Yeah, what do I know about him?
Okay.
It's interrogating.
The Scoutmaster here, trying to figure out the flowers.
Who's your master?
Is there a bug in this? You should check them for bugs.
What kind of poison does it make?
None of the flowers are poisonous, thankfully. They're just various different breeds. of sort of like tropical flowers. They're just very very popular in this part of the world where it's like very much warmer weather. And there are in the dynasty as well. There are sort of like hobbyists that will breed the flowers to make different sort of various colors and cool designs and things like that as well. So they're very flashy. I don't remember that because I made that up on the fly. That there are flower breeding hobbyists in the dynasty.
We choke on them.
I guess that is a risk if you decide to choke. But hey,
So are you planning on just shoving a whole flower down the back of your throat there?
Don't.
That's part of why, or part of something I've gained from these one shots is developing my world a little bit further. So
Absolutely.
I'm imagining we've got one between the cheeks. Just no, it's a flower.
They'll never see me coming.
every opportunity, every chance to bring up those assless chats.
So I'm just like making a daisy chain out of them just to put around my neck. That's what they do, right? That's the description.
That's
Around
what,
my
yeah.
neck.
Some of them had like the daisy chain. Some of them just had it like pinned to their clothing or in their hair. If it's just somewhere on them.
So I just do it like so easily. I'm like, anyone else?
You
want
look
one?
like the captain on a Hawaiian cruise.
All right, everyone ready?
I was
Yeah.
born
I
ready.
am.
Flower right there.
All right.
Flower
Hey,
here.
it looks like we'll have to stay behind. There's no way to get you up there. I'm sorry, boy.
Is that your dog?
Looks to you.
Kind of like cut his head and then I'm gonna climb up.
Alright. Well, Crobin turns to you right before you leave to the 60. I wish you the best of luck. We are going to prepare to submerge. So make sure you don't stay on deck for too long, and we'll be back in an hour.
Better take care of my dog.
I promise, Cyrus, I will take very good care of you. And he picks up your dog and carries it down into the UAC.
I'm assuming the dog weighs more than 10 pounds based on the
Oh
description.
yeah, it's a big dog. It's a big bloodhound.
Okay.
Well, he is a
Because
Goliath.
If it was
Yeah,
under
that's
10,
fair.
no, I'm saying if it was under 10 pounds, I could have probably tried to carry it up with mage hand.
Oh no, he's a big old dog.
When the hatch shuts, if we hear looks like meat's back on the menu.
Fire up the grill, Horber. No, he's not gonna be a dog.
They're just gonna come back and they're playing poker together.
Yeah, I love that actually. Okay, so
That would have been really cool. I
alright, so
completely
this
forgot
is
to
your
have the
round.
dog
Are you
playing
climbing
poker.
up, or
Yes.
Yeah, I figure.
okay? Then everyone make a stealth check.
I get too flustered at the end by other things to remember literally any of this.
Mine's a dirty 20.
Cool.
I got 17.
Filthy 20.
22.
Filthy 20.
23.
Filthy 20, sorry.
It's okay. It's a little bit of
20 as well.
Okay,
Wait, how
Oliver
did you do
does. Do what?
Did he pick this? Oh my god, I didn't know you could do that.
What?
You just did like digital dice.
Yes, and
Yeah.
That thing I've been giving away for the last.
They're doing stuff on having their characters on D&D Beyond.
Digital dice.
mine are from the fourth culture crew, so I had to do this now.
Perfect.
Awesome. Alright, yeah, so the six of you easily make it. You scale up and onto the deck of the ship without anyone seeming to
No,
notice.
I'm trying to see.
Just this
Okay.
band of rogues climbing up over the railing. And yeah, so you're on the deck now.
As one of the
Sorry.
waiters walks by, I grab a flute of champagne.
Okay.
Messing up everything. I'm too nuts.
Yeah, there's all
I'll
kinds of
take
different
that one.
drinks going around. Different like little fancy snacks and things like that too.
I'm looking for an Hefeweizen.
You're able to find more than you could ever imagine. There's a ton of it going around.
God bless.
They're at a party. I can give them as many drinks
Like
as they
these
want.
Huge like glass pints of it.
Yes! I take two.
Okay.
Do we know what the description of this
So
person
as we
is?
climb over the rail, how far are we from the guard? Who's the half-orc guard? Who's kind of guarding the hatch in the middle?
Coming up, where you come up, it's closer to the front of the ship. So looking back, and then the stairwell is like right in the middle of the deck. You're probably like 30 or 40 feet away.
Okay. Never mind.
Also, this one show will probably have some violations in what should be allowed in boat anatomy,
I mean,
but
with how you're dressed, you could probably blend in.
I can't claim to be an expert by any means.
Like the crowd sort of like encircle the stairwell as well.
Yeah.
Like there's people all around it because there's probably like hundreds of different people all over the deck of the ship that are just like talking, enjoying the music. There's people dancing. There's like areas that are sort of like opened up for people to dance, and there's just people like sitting down and eating or drinking.
Do we want to stick together or do we want to split up into two different groups?
I propose group make a distraction.
Yes, we could make a distraction. I could maybe go invisible, go the other side of him, appear, and then run away, and then disappear again, or something like that. I don't know.
Let's
An
try to do
incredible
something real
plan.
quick. I just want to see how he reacts to something.
Oh yeah, go.
So I'm gonna move probably about 10 feet closer, and I want to cast Minor Illusion, like kind of right behind him in the stairwell to make just kind of like a loud pop or something like that, and just see how he reacts.
Okay. When the pop happens, he was just like letting someone in. He just like turns around, and you can see like the server that had just been stepping to go down the stairs stops too, and they just like look, and there's like a torch there and it's well lit, and they're just like you can't see into the stairwell where you are. They just like stop and like freeze for a moment, and then the server like cautiously starts stepping back down, and he's just kind of like recloses the rope and just kind of like watching. But it's like there's the kitchen down there, so he imagines he'll take care of it. Eventually he turns back.
I have a plan, and it involves that band.
Now, I
Unfortunately.
said quite the perceptive one. I can keep watch, whether it be downstairs or upstairs. So whichever you think that I will be more useful, I will come along.
Or the watch Karen.
Looks like the band plan might be.
I want to hear more about this band plan.
Well, my plan is
Please
simple.
tell, please tell.
I'm going to approach the band, dancing as if I am one of them, and then I will merely take over the band, and everyone's gaze will be on myself. And then that should enable. And I'm going to do a dance, which will be so captivating, everyone will want to take part, and then we should be able to sneak behind the guard and find the.
And what a plan, huh? What a plan.
Fantastic. I like it.
It's foolproof.
I like it too.
It also involves a lot of me singing.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't want to.
That just sounds delightful.
Well,
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm on board.
perfect. Then it seems that I've talked myself into this situation. So I'm going to just like approach the band, like I said, just like dancing over. I have literally mustache hair going into my nostrils, obviously. But I'll be like dancing over, just like I'm one of them. I'll get on stage and I'll be like, you know.
He's looking at you, kid.
Yeah.
You can just see like they did all of the people playing the music just kind of like give you like a weird look as you're like up on the stage. And then they're just like kind of like they don't stop playing music, but they're just kind of like look between themselves, and you're just like up there dancing.
And I'm just gonna be like, follow me to the band, and we're gonna play a song. And I do have a quite high performance modifier. It's one of my real specialties, my expertise almost. Would you like to know?
I love how everyone does have like different expertise.
Sure.
We've got the performer, the watch Karen.
Here.
We have Mephisto, who is more magically inclined.
Yeah. And then
Oh
just
man.
basically doing the YMCA thing. Everyone.
So while he's doing
Yep.
this,
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast dancing lights
Yeah.
and
Okay.
have the 4 lights just kind of go in like a circle.
It's amazing how versatile a party of rogues can be, huh?
Cyclic tornado action around him, just to get all eyes on him.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be like, my back facing the crowd so they can see the assless chaps.
You had this plan from the start, didn't you?
All right. You already knew this, but go ahead and make that performance check.
Absolutely, it's plus 10.
Would he?
Nat 20. There's a legit nat
Oh
20.
my
Oh
God.
jeez.
There's a legit nat 20. How captivating is my performance?
Very captivating.
Rogues
the
can be
band
versatile.
quickly
Apparently,
learns what you're trying
yeah.
to do and begins playing the tune to YMCA as you're dancing and doing the arm movements and
Go
singing
figure.
to the crowd. The crowd sort of surges in your direction as more and more people are coming to see this admiral dressed.
The Beige Gang. If anyone can make it happen, the Beige Gang can.
Like,
Apparently.
suddenly jumped on the stage. You've got, and you can even or who was casting the illusion?
Even for rogues,
Yeah,
they like
you
this
can
is
see-
still
You
impressive.
can even see the half orc, sort of like
Even for
looking in
rogues.
this direction from like across the way.
I'll point to him. I'm like this. Or in fact, I'll do the thing where I'm like this fishing line, and I'm like, and then hopefully he gets hooked, and I'm like, reeling him in.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I also have expertise in this.
Yes.
That's
I love how he calls it expertise.
A filthy 20. Okay. He
Got
starts like
plus 10
nodding with the music, and just,
to-
like, tapping his foot. And when you cast the line, he just
Micah would have his rogue
like, his
have like
concentration,
a
and
ton
then
of points in
just, like,
charisma
shrugs, and then starts,
and
like,
proficiency in like
dancing
all the
like
charisma things.
Assless
Fantastic.
chaps.
Just rope
You
in.
see him like
the
like,
half-orcish
a pint off of one of the
bodyguard.
like, down the entire thing, and then just chuck it off the edge of the ship, and then just join the fray.
Oh,
You got a
It
pretty good
worked.
party going now.
it worked.
People are already having a good time, but now they're having a really good time.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we're gonna sneak our way down then?
Yeah. I'm already.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are just trying to sneak down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Who all is going?
I'm gonna go.
Check my Twitter
Natural
DMs. Okay, I will.
20.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
32. 32.
Actually, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay up so that I can keep doing
I
weird
will
magic stuff to
remind
enhance
myself
Maka's
with a note.
moves.
Okay,
Start
got
with
it.
one douche.
You got like the dancing lights and yeah.
Okay, I've written it down. I will remember to check my Twitter DMs.
Cyrus has a 24.
Okay.
Also
Karen has
going
a
down.
22.
I have 18.
Okay. Yeah. So you sort of. Yeah.
Who's got the magical device, by the way? Is that
Karen.
Karen?
Karen has everything in her purse. Don't worry about it.
Maybe we should.
Purse with holding.
At some point. Find
Very fitting for her character.
So the
Very
four of you
appropriate.
kind of, hang out near the staircase, wait until it seems like none of the servers are going up and down, and then sneak, sort of just like duck under the rope and go down the stairs quietly without anyone noticing. As you make your way below deck, there is at the base of the stairs.
solid emote drop?
in front of the
Okay.
Door, and you can hear loud.
I'm
noises
excited to
and
take a
clanking
look.
of Utensils and things like that. Just the sounds of like a busy kitchen from inside. And that's like directly in front, sort of taking up the entire space. But it expands out and then to the side so you can go like behind the staircase.
Okay. So you can go behind the staircase or you can go through the kitchen.
Yes.
I'll just go
In
as
the kitchen.
I'll go invisible into the kitchen, and I'll
That's
sort
what
of,
I was thinking.
yeah, I'll just go
Okay.
in and have a. You can see the door.
All right, make another stealth check with advantage.
Ooh,
Not that a
50
party entirely made of rogues is gonna have any issues with
15.
stealth.
15.
I am gonna like hide
Oh,
behind the
19.
staircase
19.
just in
19.
case like any servants are walking back and forth. I don't want to be visible, so I'll hide behind like the staircase.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 19, sorry, 7 plus 12.
Okay. Yeah. So you sneak into the kitchen. Immediately you're hit with a million different smells of various dishes and things that are being prepared. You can see that the kitchen is absolute chaos. There is like a million different like frying pans.
I worked in a
all over,
kitchen
like,
once.
the stove. Everyone seems to be
Once.
like a super big fluster.
Just
So
washing
like,
dishes.
constantly when servers are going in and out, they're constantly like
Not the greatest
they'll spill,
line
like,
of
a
work
little
to be
bit of
in.
wine out of the glasses, or you can see there's like a couple spills on the floor where
Especially
where,
when it
things
sucks
have
when it
been
gets
dropped, no
busy.
one bothered to clean it up yet. It's just complete chaos. They're trying to keep up with the demand of the huge crowd above that is just like immediately consuming anything they bring up there.
Can I find anything interesting? Can I see anything that I'd
Is there
let's
anything in
steal.
particular you're looking for, or
something shiny and expensive?
make an investigation check? Make an investigation check.
But I'm a thief, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That is a 26.
Okay, so sneaking around the kitchen, just sort of looking at the different like utensils and tools and the different people in there. All of like the cookware, none of it seems to be especially interesting. It's all just like practically made. There are some very nice
This is
glasses
letting-
of like
feel like
wine. You can see that
sometimes-
there's a few nicer ones that have like a gold embroidery across the top. You also notice there is,
I wouldn't say that
one
I'm-
of the Weller dress what you
I mean,
be like a head chef or something like that.
I think I worked there for like 6 months just washing dishes.
Of his apron, there is
I don't think that
a
allows me
chain that is
any kind of
and
expertise
runs out
when it comes to restaurants.
I'm taking that.
Make a sleight of hand check.
So
Oh, I have 12 on
Rogues
that as well.
famously suck at these.
that's okay.
Oh.
This is just Steven pickpocketing the head chef.
14.
A 14?
Yeah. I had a 2 with a plus 12.
If this is the thing that jeopardizes the mission and not my YMCA, then I'll be really annoyed.
So you very carefully reach out, feel invisible, and pinch the chain, and then slowly tug and lift it out, and he doesn't seem to notice. And then clutching it as it turns invisible mid-air, and just like tucking it into your into your coat to make sure that no one sees it. So you have it, but you don't want to investigate it because you don't want people to see it, like floating around.
Yeah. I want to try and steal his hat as well.
Is that alright? Make
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm feeling cocky.
alright, make another sleight of hand
real
check. Oh yeah, what's up?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to
Mhm.
grab just a drink off of a server's tray and fly it through the air over to Maka as he's dancing.
Alright, so Tarquin, as you're
Oh
on
man, the
stage,
show.
shaking your apple chest in front of everybody, suddenly just this like you can see like this glass of like bubbly champagne float in front of you.
I'll dab and drink it like, you.
Alright.
That'll be
Yeah.
done.
I did another 14. It was another 2. Terrible
A
roll.
14? Okay.
I don't know how to feel about Tarquin's performance here.
Stealing thief.
So you reach around and start to lift just this like white chef hat off of his head. And you suddenly he puts his hand up and like grabs it and he like looks up and confused, and you just like let go as he like notices and take a step back, and he just like looks around, but you're invisible, so he doesn't see you.
Fantastic. Okay. I then exit. That's it. I kind of curse when I come out of the room, but
Okay.
that's fine. I'll
So
come back and go to Karen and say, Karen, I got this gold chain and I got a gold glass. You could hold these for me, and just whatever I've stolen, I'll just.
What did you see in there, Steven?
It was chaos. It was just it's a kitchen of chaos.
Did
But
you find a door that led anywhere?
I didn't look for a door. I'm not very perceptive.
Just from like going in there, it didn't seem like it led anywhere else. There were like some like pantry areas in the back, but nowhere that seems like it would lead to anywhere else other than other parts of the kitchen.
It's just foodstuffs, just food. But this chain, I don't know what it is, but it looked interesting.
Yeah, so at the end of the gold chain is at first it looks like a pocket watch, but when you open it up, it has little sort of like oval pieces of canvas in it that have painted on it. You can see what appears to be a painting of the chef, and a woman with him, and then 2 kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we can always take the paintings out and get this necklace appraised.
But
To
the
be honest,
actual
I like sentimental items, so let's keep that as well.
It was
I'm an
Harry.
asshole, by the way.
I love that. I'm an asshole, by the way.
So is my husband. It's fine.
I love how
Wow.
also say at a quick glance, it appears that
They're gonna keep like their inventories between one shots that they go through and all that.
If it turns
So,
out that the chef's house
Steven
is
just has
probably
this-
gonna
this,
take all this
um, sentimental
It's
locket
it's Ratatouille.
that he stole from a cook.
Mouse underneath- It's got magic mouse underneath it.
Yes, please.
Shall we check down this hallway?
Go.
Yes, we should.
Well, go, Miss Karen.
So behind the staircase, it's you sort of lead to like the back of the boat, and there's just sort of like crates and barrels and other various storage. You can see there are a couple like hammocks put up where maybe like the crew would just be sleeping out below deck, but nothing super noticeable. And then there's another staircase that leads down to another sort of below deck area. And then for the 2 of you that are still on the deck, is there anything else that you?
Below deck area is the technical term, if I remember correctly.
After 30 minutes of YMCA,
Yeah.
straight. I'm like sweating profusely.
And then me trying to return to the guys
So-
above deck so they can
I get-
return and go with the rest of the party.
A loud applause as you finish your performance.
Of course. Our friends have been gone quite some time. Should we perhaps go after them?
I think that might be a very good idea. If you don't mind, I'm gonna do something real quick. I just want to scout some things out. So I'm gonna use my action to have my familiar, the owl, reappear about 30 feet above me and fly around, and then my next action to see through its senses. For those who are late catching up, Tarkin is saluting because the owl outranks him based on a very good deception roll on my part.
Permission to relax my ass cheeks.
Permission granted.
So yeah, the owl about 30 feet up, just kind of fly around and see if it
Terrible.
sees any
Every
of that you
opportunity.
should be aware of, if you will.
Okay, yeah, make another perception check for your owl.
That's going to be a 16 for the owl.
A 16? Just like a quick glance around, or looking around for a minute, you don't notice anything that you're not already aware of. Yeah, it just means that it's a big party on the deck. Everyone's having a good time. There's not going to be anything suspicious. You do notice that just taking like a quick peek over the side of the ship, with like the moonlight and the dark vision of the owl sort of giving you a better view, it does appear that the UAC is no longer there. Like they've at this point they've left. But yeah, other than that, nothing in particular that seems to be noticeable. And as you're sort of looking around, Tarquin, you suddenly feel an arm go around your neck, and the half-orc that had previously been guarding or watching the staircase now comes up with his arm around you and is clearly very intoxicated and sort of like slurring. He's like, "That was quite a performance you had. Well done." He gives you like a hard slap on the back. Where did you learn to do that?
I was born with those skills. You can't teach that sort of.
Yes, I do have it a little bit sped up. I do have it on 1.25 speed. I usually do these on 1.25 speed, so I get them through them a little bit faster. Because,
I really hope I don't
I'm
have
impatient.
He reaches out and grabs a glass of wine, or just like whatever happens to be nearby, and downs it.
And it's not too noticeable.
What else did you have in mind?
He's called my bluff.
You have seen this coming.
My bluff has been called. I just start panicking. I mean, I'm suave, and you're suave. We can be suave together, and Mephisto, help me.
Great. So I'm debating what to do here.
Beige hand slap me.
I love how quickly he goes from hey, check out my assless chaps to
I should have
super awkward.
do a ritual spell instead. God dang it.
Oh wait, you're not up there. You can't do that. You don't know this is happening. You're below
Oh
deck.
shit! So it's literally just me and him.
Yeah.
It's literally just the two of us. Everyone else is below deck.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're on their own.
I am going to. How many people are around us? Like within 90 feet of us? Sorry, within 20 feet of us.
Within 20 feet. Still, like Tarquin was just making his way to like the crowd that had sort of come up to watch his performance. And it's only just starting to disperse as people are still like having a good time and dancing because the band is still continuing with the music.
Damn these
so
captivating artists.
there's still quite a bit of people even within that short. Like probably still like a dozen people within like that 20-foot radius.
Okay. Is there an area nearby where there are fewer people?
Yeah. This seems to be like the most condensed place on the ship, so just about anywhere else. But there are some areas where there seems to be no one around.
So I'm going to lean over to Tarkin. Just follow my lead here. I have a plan, but we need to get to the half-orc away from everyone else.
Understood.
Great. So I'm going to go with Tarkin as far away from everyone else as we can.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of do a come hither to the half-orc as well and be like, you know what they say about twice the fun, don't you?
Move the hand action.
He's gonna grab another drink as he follows you two over.
Okay, so we are over there now. I'm really hoping this works. Otherwise, this is gonna go sideways really, really quickly. So while we're over there, I am going to cast Sleep and pray to God I roll high enough to get the orc and low enough to not get Tarkin.
Good gamble.
Okay.
Not really. They're level 10, so they have quite a bit of health.
This fails, do not worry.
Whether you're asleep when this fails.
All right, so now we're gonna do math.
Oh, for God's not maths.
Tarkin, out of curiosity, how many hit points do you have, just for the sake of this?
I have. Oops, that's wrong. 68.
Okay.
I'm so close to 69. Why didn't I even realize that?
Oh, you needed to get yourself one more.
I failed as a player.
All right, so based on a whole lot of average rolls there, a whole lot of 4s came out of that. It's pretty good. This works. That's going to be 26 that I rolled in total on the 5d8s.
26. Yeah, that's enough. You see, as the half-orc sort of like with his arms still around Tarquin, quickly he's very intoxicated. It's like drops his drink and it just like spills and the glass like rolls over the edge of the ship and falls into the sea. He just like slumps over and just like slides off of Tarquin onto the ground, and you just hear like loud snoring, and he's like drooling onto the deck. Tarquin is fine.
Let's say they did not
fluff into his face and be like,
even struggle. They did not even struggle
that's my plan B.
to
It didn't work.
distract and deal with the bounce there.
He's down.
Okay, so he is down. So he is no longer a problem. All right, awesome. Right, Tarkin. So I think we can probably slip below deck still, especially with that one out of commission for a while. So let's see if we can get below and see what our friends are up to in a stealthy manner.
The poop deck.
So stealth rolls for that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for stealth. The two of you.
Filthy 20 once again.
Nice.
26.
All right.
Nice.
So the two of you both managed to slip below deck and sort of join up with the rest of your team just as Steven had returned from the kitchen after having snagged a couple things in there.
A whole lot of average rolls is like the
Right, so
dream.
the six of you are all together.
I mean, they're average until they're adding like their plus 12 modifiers.
So the plan worked. Everyone was really dancing away and enjoying themselves, and the half-orc is now out of commission thanks to Mephisto and my pocket flap.
Perfect.
Like an average roll for them is like rolling a 2, and then they end up with like a 12 or a 13.
Cool.
Okay.
Do we know what we're looking for yet?
Either all 5s on d6s or all 2s, nothing else. That's fair.
The Identifier-Otron is what it was called.
Cool, whatever
Here it is.
Or at least the modified version of it, as Common had explained.
Oh, it's not a standard identifier. It's wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's a modified version, yeah.
Well, la-di-da.
Who wants to work it?
How does one work such a thing?
Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
believe.
Who wants to?
I'll give it a go.
Our magician might be our best bet at using this device, and I'll hand it over to him.
Also, a magician rogue is just like a really
Don't
interesting
remember
character to
exactly
play.
happy.
No one does.
I
was
play
supposed to-
Pathfinder
No.
first edition, so I know use
Yep,
magic
you know that
device.
skill. And it was a charisma-based skill in 3.5e,
Yeah.
which made no sense whatsoever.
No sense at
Dang, really?
all.
That's so weird.
Ooh, man.
Yeah,
I've been told so many times I need to check out 3.5.
Everyone's been in there where, like,
One day. Maybe I'll have to get the
You
the
gotta
book for
charm
it.
to work.
Please, dear God.
Or maybe just watch some videos.
Oh gosh, your dog
So-
has changed.
It was
What
4
was
years old when 3.5 was released, so
Listen, so
I was probably 4 when 5th edition was
Are you just like trying to figure out how it operates?
yeah, just
I don't
figure out
think
how it
fifth is that
operates, what
old,
it's doing.
but
Make an investigation
still.
check.
I might not be the person for this role, but we'll find out.
while
so-
he's doing that, I'm always glancing over the shoulder and like,
Yeah, we'll help
oh,
him out.
you need to do this and this and no.
Are you
That-
so you guys are helping me out so I get advantage on the roll?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I'll let you have
I'll
advantage,
back
yeah.
you.
See how
Alright.
it tastes.
Thanks for the
tasting
advantage, I
good.
get a dirty 20. A filthy 20. That
Nice.
is disgusting.
It really is.
It's disgusting.
So, just looking at it, it just appears to be like this metal box with like 2 wire antennas sticking out of the front of it.
Also, speaking of filthy
It's
20s,
pretty plain. And you just holding it around.
there were no
and,
channel points
All of
redemptions
you are
during
all of
this
you have kind of like
stream,
magical,
which is surprising.
attire or like items on you, and just sort of like waving around.
How long
you
are
feel
summer
it-
holidays in the
you
US?
feel
3
it
months.
faintly vibrate, and you notice that it gets slightly stronger when you hold it up to one of the magical items that your party has.
Just holding it up to my purse sets it off.
Yeah.
Usually,
it doesn't seem to be very sensitive. You
Get
only
out of
hold it
school
to-
halfway in May, you get half of May, June, July, and then half of
like,
August.
the items for
For
it.
about
And
3
you sort
months.
of get the idea that it may not be very sensitive, so that way it can sort of get through all of the other magical items to detect something really powerful. So that way you'll be able to tell exactly what the artifact is you're looking for. Because you're not just looking for any magical item.
Oh yeah. I'm sure this summer I'll have more than enough
It's
time
like a magical
to
delving rod.
explore
It's like a
some new
wizard's
systems.
It does vibrate, yeah.
When you're finished with
Check
it,
out Pathfinder. I really want to check out Call of Cthulhu.
I'm gonna hold it up to his assless chaps and just see what happens.
the cheeks just start doing this, like vibrating wildly.
Oh
Vibrate
man.
with
Why?
excitement.
They can tell how magical my ass is.
I think there were people highlighting messages, but there was no one that did like the help a player drop it. Is really what I was referring to by the channel point redemptions.
But let's give it a go. So we're looking for something magical. Have you guys found anything of interest down here? Anything of note?
No, we spent most time waiting for Steven to steal from the kitchen.
Steal from? What did you steal from the kitchen?
Well, we stole this locket. I don't remember everything that he stole,
There
but I
was
just
a-
start pulling everything out.
It's like a wine glass with like a gold
Oh
trim
yes,
on it.
yes.
I'm just gonna hold this up to those to see if it vibrates, and then if it's still vibrating, I'm just gonna smack back his ass with it.
It doesn't respond to either of those items.
But you can
Worthless.
try again. It might not have worked that time. Let's not be
Alright,
hasty.
now. Enough horsing around. We gotta find this stuff.
Jack mentioned he'd want to play Call of Cthulhu. That would be he would be awesome to have for it. I know I've had someone else ask me about Call of Cthulhu as well.
They were
So
totally unprepared for this mission that
I'm
they
sure I
left
could.
us on. It's like we're cleaning up someone else's mess. Either way, we should go. I want to be back in time. So I'm
I've
gonna
heard
start
Call of
marching-
Cthulhu
well,
is a
marching
very fun
quietly
system.
downstairs.
Okay.
Right behind her.
Make a stealth check then.
Yeah. Actually, Jack will be in
These work, always work.
Thursday's one shot this week as well.
10.
I got a 10.
27.
That's what I get for marching.
He'll be returning. I'm excited for that.
18.
Okay.
I'm a plus 13 though.
Man, stealth rolls again. Especially when you have 6 rogues and you're doing like a group passive success. I usually will do.
Stack and Bravin, there's no reason to tell us now.
I'll usually do
Okay, so yeah.
Like, if most people roll well, then
still,
the
like,
whole group will pass.
relatively on average, very, very good stealthy roll. So,
Yeah.
manage to make your way down. It leads down
With a bunch of high-level
all the way,
rogues.
like the back of the ship.
They're not
And
gonna
it
fail.
leads, and you can sort of feel like this hallway. There are a couple like dim torches in it that provide a little bit of light, and the hallway sort of leads all the way up to almost the entire span of the ship. And there are a number of doors on either side, and then one last door at the end of the hall.
So is this like a big open area or is it like a hallway?
It's like a hall. It's like 10 feet across from wall to wall.
Okay, okay. So I'm just going to, before we get like all the way down to the bottom, I'm just going to look both sides of the hallway to make sure no one is roaming about.
Okay. There doesn't, looking like down the hall, it doesn't seem like anyone is immediately visible. You don't know if there's people behind any of the doors, but there's no one in the hall at the moment.
All right, no one's roaming the halls at the moment.
Does this ship have rats?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
There were a few nat 20s in this one shot.
While you were
For stuff like that.
on the
Checking for
deck
rats.
above, you did notice there were some rat droppings that seemed to be like in the corner, and you could see like some holes that had been chewed through in like the wall leading into the kitchen.
Now that I think about it, if we could find one of those rats, I could talk to them and see if there's anything around here where they might be hiding stuff.
Cyrus's specialty.
I have a very interesting friends
Animals
group.
occasionally, okay?
I just shout in rats, like, ratty, ratty.
Squeak,
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 man might be
McSqueakums.
insane.
It only works for so long. You gotta catch one first.
Oh, I see. Should we go to the kitchen and get some cheese? That seems.
I think if we see one, we can talk to it. But for now, we just.
How
Take
long
a
was
look.
the...
Very well put together in this so at the same time.
The one all the way at the bottom in this hall.
I can definitely see that.
It is estimating from like the length of the ship, probably from like the staircase all the way to the end, maybe like 150 feet. It's pretty long. Runs most of the length of the ship.
Alright, okay.
And you can it's long enough where you can even see like the curve of the ship go with it.
We're in a banana boat.
Something like that.
There are 5 on either side, evenly spaced, and then 1 at the end of the hall.
Do these doors have keyholes where we might be able to peek through?
They do have keyholes.
In that case.
Oh man, the keyholes. So much time spent on these keyholes.
Everyone take a hole. 3, 2, 1, peek!
Everybody take a keyhole.
Okay.
Alright,
I
so
stand right up to it.
Steven, I can get yours if you would like.
Yeah, unless I can use investigation, I'm gonna be useless. Can I investigate through the keyhole?
What are you
check
gonna
the
do?
doors.
Just like sneak through it.
you're checking for which door? We'll start with that.
Oh crap. Right.
There are 11 doors to choose from.
God, why did I make so many doors?
Right side number 1.
Okay, first one on the right.
Yes.
You're checking for traps, Steven?
Yeah, I'll check the traps.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, investigation check.
Oh, I was so disappointed when they started checking for traps.
17.
17?
I was hoping that they wouldn't,
The door
at least until like they had triggered one.
Is there like a last door on one of the hallways, like
But again,
Yeah.
at the end of one?
you
of the
know,
hallways?
whole team of rogues, someone's gonna
Last
join it.
3.
Well, like you know how there's like usually doors on the side, but is there one like right in front at the very end of the hallway?
Yes.
I'm gonna check that one.
Okay, you're looking through the keyhole?
Yes.
Make a perception check. I'll take perception with disadvantage, since you're looking through like a tiny hole, you only be able to see parts of the room.
Boo. Okay. Never mind. I rolled a natty 1.
Okay. You as soon as like you pull your eye up, like a mote of dust flies through the keyhole and into your eye, and you're just like trying to like get it out, but it's got like under your eyelid, and it's super irritating.
Is that the trap?
Guys, get out my
What is the
window,
opposite?
Scott.
Ancient tomb, lets them straight through. Yeah, sometimes it's like,
Maybe they're trapped with
like I want my players to learn to be cautious, not be cautious from the start, you know? I want them to mess up and trigger a few traps. They didn't do very well with the traps that I had.
And like all kinds of stuff.
God, I love Cyrus is a great fucking character. Just with his he's like the over prepared scoutmaster in like the outdoor youth group
I'll take the next door
with
up.
like the massive overdone Forsaken.
Right, Max?
Like making sure everyone's staying hydrated, which isn't important, but
no one has like opened it or looked through it or anything.
I love
Yeah,
this
I will
character.
through it. I will
Yeah,
through the keyhole.
For the first one or the second?
Oh, if you want, I can take the second one.
You already checked the first one for traps, though, right?
Yeah, there was nothing there. But
So-
Max,
so-
He's checking for traps because he's got low perception.
I can't do anything but investigate. That's all. I got a -4 on wisdom.
He is the camp supervisor. Absolutely. And I love the all the outfits. So good.
I was gonna look at the second one. I think
When I move out of my dorm, I'll have
Okay.
Yes.
more of my wardrobe at hand, and I can be a little bit more creative if I ever want to with my outfit during a stream.
Perception checks with disadvantage. This is gonna be painful.
For real.
21.
Well done.
Oh, good. With disadvantage, one die was a natural 20, the other one's a 9. That gives me a 10.
Okay.
Hate it when
Work through with the next one along, which I think
disadvantage burns a
Okay,
natural
then you go
20.
ahead and do the same. Cyrus, what did you get?
Oof,
I got a plus
that's
11, so 26.
Okay, 26.
14.
14. Alright.
So checking
I'll
different
start with,
doors.
Mac, you're doing the first door?
Mhm.
Okay, so looking in that one, it appears to just be you see like
What's behind door
small, like,
number
bed against the
one?
wall and like some basic furniture. It just seems to be like a sleeping space for maybe one of the crew or like one of the higher ups on the crew or things like that. Mephisto and Cyrus, the both of you see pretty similar things. It just seems to be a space meant for like someone to stay.
Get that 20 and 11. At least it was just a perception check. There are worse
You
things.
can see there are some personal belongings, but you don't actually see anyone in any of the rooms. But it seems like someone is living out of each of them. Tarquin, whenever you look through, you don't see much. You see that looking through the keyhole, the door, or it seems to enter into a hallway, and then there is a just looking through the keyhole, it's like maybe like a foot away, actually, just from the door. You just see like a metal wall.
Kind of like a safe might look.
It's hard to tell because of how close it is and how small the hole is that you're looking through. I need the details.
Then I'm entirely convinced this is safe.
Okay.
I think I've got something here.
Cyrus, would you happen to have a cotton swab in one of your kits?
I sure would.
I'm gonna take
Like,
the cotton
always
swab
prepared.
and clean out the keyhole
Okay.
dust. and try to look again.
All right. Go ahead and make it. You'll still have disadvantage, but make another
Yeah.
perception check.
Okay, so that's a 22 with disadvantage.
Okay. So
Very
I don't know,
good.
do you have dark vision?
No.
Okay. So you look in. It's a very. The room is dark. There's no sort of light inside. There don't seem to be any portholes or anything to let light in. You sort of can get from like the shadows and things like that to see like the shapes of like barrels and crates. It just seems to be like a basic storage room.
Alright, it looks like this might just be a storage room. Not entirely sure.
So we're getting to the real interesting stuff soon.
Look at Tarquin's possibility.
I think that's wise. I think it's a safe on the other side of this door because it is large and
Right. Would it be wise to check for traps before we go picking the lock?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
please.
No,
I was.
Why would they put traps on
Tarquin,
this?
please.
Man, this door is trapped. I really was hoping they wouldn't check for traps on this door because it is trapped.
Wow.
And I had a little glimmer of hope when Maka said, "Nah, there's no need."
Because
I haven't seen any traps yet.
Exactly where I was going.
Tarquin, darling, why don't you save your skill set for when we're in front of people?
I hear you loud and clear.
Want me to check for traps? Do you want me to check for traps? Yeah.
Okay.
Please do.
Whoever wants to check for him.
Yeah.
I'm sure your guys' rolls are hard.
I'm gonna help him.
Actually, mine's not
Can
bad.
I help him
but...
and give him advantage?
Oh,
Sure.
go on then.
Okay.
Standing over his shoulder,
Yeah.
like trying to nitpick his.
All right. I don't know if I can get much better. I got 29 already. Yeah, no better. 29.
Okay.
Nice.
29.
Looking over this door,
Insane.
It's perfectly normal, but you rolled so high. You do notice toward the top of the door, the wood seems to be bent forward, like toward you in your direction a little bit, and it seems like there is something that's pushing up against the top of the door and putting like strain on it. And it's the door is just being held in its frame because it is currently locked and latched.
Okay. I explain that to the others.
And you all can see where like it's bending out from something pushing against it. You're not entirely sure what it is, but there's definitely a trap there.
Okay.
Oh, I
Probably
see.
something that's gonna fall on us or something.
I'd like to start my apology by saying that it was trapped and I was wrong.
Very gracious of you, Tarquin.
Well, yeah, I don't get.
You can handle? That's not something I'm very good with.
Let's find a rat and throw that in first.
What about using someone's magical abilities, like a magical hand or something?
Yes.
I could unlock.
Also, they're pretty good at knowing
Back up from it.
knowing how to use the strengths of their different team members.
Pick the lock with Mage Hand.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a. Do you have these tools?
Do I have these tools? Yes, I do.
Okay. Then make a dexterity check with proficiency, assuming you have proficiency with these tools.
I was about to say 5 other people were about to go. Here, use mine.
I was like, someone has got to have these tools.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I have thieves tools.
I think rogues just come with them.
It's a package deal.
Oh, you're a rogue. Use your thieves' tools.
Yep.
There you go.
Dexterity check
Naturally.
with my proficiency bonus.
Mhm.
Wait. as my 1d20 hops off of my desk.
Cool.
I realized that for a gang of rogues, this one shot had a lot of stealth and a lot of walk. So, stuff they were going to be pretty good at.
Standing back from the door, doing this with
Yes.
Mage Hand.
Or at least I thought.
Sort of picking through the lock as there's just like this floating lock pick wiggling its way through. Eventually it clicks, and you do manage to unlock the door. And as soon as you do, I don't know where English has gone.
As soon as you did.
The door suddenly slams forward all the way around on its hinge with an incredible force. As you can now see, there had been a device sort of on the ceiling that had been pushing on the door with such strain that it caused the door to just slam. And anyone who had currently been trying to open it and standing there would have been probably crushed by the door as it opened. But you're all fine because none of you were standing there as it opened. And it is, and looking through, you can now see it just appears to be like a second door, maybe a foot in, made of like a heavy metal. It also has a lock on it, but a padlock this time.
I'm just gonna take a peek up the stairs to make sure no one is like checking to see what's that noise.
Okay, make a perception check.
What's that door slamming noise? But like, does anyone else imagine Mage Hand to be like Mickey Mouse's hand? 'Cause I
16,
don't.
and yes, I do.
Yeah.
16 perception.
Okay.
Master Hand from Super Smash, you know?
Taking a peek up, it doesn't seem like anyone's coming to investigate. While it was a loud slam, it probably got drowned out in the bustle of the kitchen and everything that's going on there. So, yeah, seems like you're in the clear.
Seems like.
Seems like.
I always have to be vague about it to an extent.
As far as
Alright,
you
so
can
I'm gonna
tell.
pick that lock again with Mage Hand.
Okay.
With all of us standing back and out of the way.
Alright, make another check for your peace tools.
That one's not nearly as good. That's going to be a math. That's going to be an 11.
An 11? Sort of trying to get it through, but this padlock is pretty tough.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
guilty
just
pleasure.
one of the
Absolutely.
tools that you pick, and unfortunately you're not able to quite figure it out, and you're like trying, and then you just
Not letting your players know whether they rolled high enough to
You
succeed.
accidentally bend your lockpick.
Oh!
Well, I'll go.
We have some spare ones.
Yeah, or I can go do it if you want. I think that the traps are probably gone, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's got they won't trap twice.
As long as you can tell, you can try. He seems to be
I'm
telling the
gonna try
truth.
checking for traps again. Just
Okay,
to
I'll
make
do that. I'll do that first.
Okay, investigation.
See, you can try though. I think is actually important because
17? This door...
I feel like
until it doesn't appear.
answering hypothetical questions is something a DM shouldn't do.
Pick the lock now.
Okay, go ahead and make, so it's a straight, D20.
Because you don't want to tell someone the result of them attempting to do something before they attempt to do it.
In that, I think, as a thief. Yeah, I have expertise in thieves' tools,
Oh, okay.
so I have a plus 12.
Cool.
To it, I think. Sorry. Plus 8.
Yeah.
Alright, plus 8. Oh, that was not a good roll. It was only 12 total.
12. Yeah, just the same, you're not able to figure out this lock.
Goddamn lock.
You're a little bit more careful not to break your lockpick after you saw that happen previously, but it's just too complicated and you're not able to figure out its mechanism.
I'm a master thief, goddammit.
Also, yeah, no one is able to just pick this lock.
What if I just hit the lock with firebolt a few times in a row, just to see if I can blow it off?
I'm just gonna walk up to it and just.
2 attempts
Hold on, guys, I think
with like low rolls, and now we're gonna firebolt it.
There is no response from the door.
Yep, I'm out of ideas.
Worth a shot.
Pull out my thieves' tools and I'll go give it a crack. But
You know what? We'd look like idiots if that was the answer.
Yeah, you can try jumping up the second floor just like in real life.
I only have a plus 5, so I got a whopping 14.
Are you trying to lockpick it?
Yeah, falling damage is always fun.
Unfortunately, still not enough. This lock is really stumpy, you guys.
I think this lock had a DC of 17.
So here's an idea.
They just
I'm just gonna hold up the magic vibrator to the door and see what happens.
That is exactly what it is.
It actually holding it to the middle door. It does seem to be getting some response, not from the door itself, but something beyond it.
Oh.
Hello.
I got a
Let
plus
me
5.
in!
So can I just try and cast a firebolt at the lock a couple of times and just see if I can just blow it off?
Sure. Yeah. So you just you stand. I'm assuming everybody stands back for this.
Oh, yeah.
You stand in a couple
Why
of
would
firebolts.
I stand this close to it?
You got it like
roasting marshmallows as the firebolts go by.
you
Just
throw like
set up
3 or
camp.
4 firebolts at it. But the padlock is metal, so all you're really doing is heating it up over time, and it doesn't seem to be doing much physical damage other than just putting some like scorch marks on it and heating it up, and eventually it does start faintly glowing as the metal is heated.
Karen,
I'm gonna keep hitting it with firebolts
Yes.
and see if I can get it hot enough to just crack.
Okay.
while you're doing that, Karen, do you want to help me search the other room for keys?
Yeah, sure.
Stupid logic.
Every time my players complain they don't want to make checks
When
of skills
he's
if they
trying
plus
to
0.
fire up that lock,
This
I'm
will be
just
urged
gonna
to
try
upgrade. Spoilers with them.
patch of my khaki shorts of useful things.
Okay.
Oh my god, that would be
Another D100.
incredible. Yeah, I feel like people shouldn't be afraid to try something just because they don't have
This is gonna be fun.
guaranteed success.
One of those D100s is bolt cutters.
That's the fun of the game, is sometimes you fail. It's not fun if you always succeed.
It's an
You just automatically win at everything. Makes it less interesting.
I remember that one.
What
Yes.
sort of pit? Like an armpit or like?
No, you like put it on the ground and
A
make
10-foot cube pit. I
You
can
put it
place
on
on
the
the
floor?
ground. No.
Oh yeah, Max
I'm
got
gonna put up with the next
a
one.
patch and got a hole. And it would have been so funny if you put the hole down because they're in the bottom of the boat. They just would have opened up a 10 by 10 foot hole in the bottom of this boat.
I have
God, that would have been so funny.
a 12-foot long rowboat.
And then he pulls out a rowboat.
This is for you.
But as you pull the rowboat, and being that you're only in it, the hallway is only 10 feet wide, the rowboat immediately cracks and crushes against the walls, and
To my face, I'm like,
it like blocks off the hallway where you're standing, and the
Oh,
rowboat gets
yeah, so,
it's like breaking
it's
into
the,
walls on either side.
they're like trousers, and they have like patches of many useful things or something like that. And whenever you pull the patch, you get something random. One of the things you can get is a hole. Just a 10 by 10 hole, and you can choose where to put it down. He didn't end up putting it down because they're on a boat. So it would have been a bad idea.
While they're
Yeah.
doing this, me and Karen are looking for keys in the other rooms.
Okay.
I actually have an idea for.
You would try to defuse a bomb IRL if you were locked in a room with it, regardless of your experience. That is
Could you possibly
probably
go
true.
upstairs and figure out where, right above
Yes.
this room is?
Give it your best
Yes,
shot.
I will do that. Taking my pit with me.
Cyrus, can you make an investigation check?
carrying it like this.
What I was trying to do was get a window.
Oh, hey, a pit that falls into the room we're looking for will work.
Robe of useful item, yeah. He had it flavored to be like a pair of like khaki trousers.
Alright, that is
Or like shorts or something like that instead.
So are you just looking through
But yeah.
like the rooms that you guys had peeked through
So-
previously? Okay.
not anything new.
Okay. Yeah.
Pulled out a hole and then pulled out a rowboat that's too big to fit in the hallway that he was standing in.
You find in one of the rooms, you do find a small key in one of the rooms. And there is also a bit of coin in each of the rooms if you want to snag that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Our rogue.
Alright, in total you'll find like 27 gold pieces and 32 silver.
I'm gonna give that to Karen to put in her bag.
Yep.
Okay.
27 gold and 32 silver? Is that what you said?
Yeah. 27 gold and 32
Money,
silver.
money.
And then
Just looted
during
some
all
money
this
out of
time,
someone's room.
Festo has been firebolting this log. At this point, it is red hot. And you can feel like steam coming off with each firebolt. Are you just gonna continue firebolting?
Extra surprise. Yeah, I didn't even remember what the
So
proper
at
name
this
was.
point, I'm gonna advise. While it's still hot like that,
When they were making their characters, I was just getting messages in our Discord, and they were like, "Can I have this magical item? Can I have this magical item?"
I will step.
And I allowed most of it.
You want to be far away from this when ice knife goes off. Yeah, I don't want anybody having to make a deck save.
I'm just peeking around.
Because they didn't ask for anything super overpowered. It was mostly fun stuff.
Alright. So make
Or
a
just,
fireball
like,
for that, just to
generally
fit it,
useful stuff, like a purse of
right
holding.
in the lock to make sure that you make it as cold as possible.
As
And then Max, you
Karen's
know,
bag of
you can
holding
kind
was
of tell
flavor
that
too.
the room that you're trying to get into seems to be beneath the kitchen.
Ah.
Can I just whisper into Mephisto's ear? I believe in you, so that he can do it better.
So you can do it better. Do I get advantage or no?
Better.
Good. Okay, good.
Just a quick roll.
Oh.
Okay. So straight roll.
Well, because
that,
he's casting a spell, you can't really help with that.
Yeah. So just a straight roll. That's gonna be a 17.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely hit. So as the frozen knife hits and impacts, it creates like a sudden cloud of steam, and you hear a hissing sound, and then as the still very hot lock clatters onto the floor, and you can see
It's a creative way to break a lock.
a wisp of black smoke as it begins burning into the wood on the floor. It's still very hot, but you didn't manage to break it. It did break.
I'm just gonna run up and start peeing on it because I don't want to start fire.
Just make it very hot and then
As
very
you do
cold.
that, as you do it, it does cool it, but you fill this like the portion of the hallway with like a piss urine stench steam. as it evaporates as you're pissing on it.
You really need to hydrate more. You really need to hydrate more.
It is
I've saved
disgusting.
us. I've
You have
saved us.
asparagus.
That sounds terrible.
Nothing but seawater, 24/7. See, I've saved us now, Mephisto. Your thanks are not necessary.
I walk out and I'm like, I just found a key.
By the way, that key was not to that log.
Key when you can open it with an exorbitant use of spells.
That's fair. And some money, Karen. Here you go. You put this in your purse.
Yep. I'll split that up later.
So, I guess we enter.
Okay. As you go, the door is a bit heavy, but you manage to just sort of like push it, and it swings open. And it reveals the hallway goes forward a little bit more before branching to the left.
Some of them are
Right
streamers,
across,
yes.
There is a wooden coffer that is it's pretty long. It's probably like 7 or 8 feet across and comes up about 3 feet, and it's just sitting on the floor. And there are 2 more on your right. And then
I know Hamilton, who's playing Steven, is planning on streaming on Twitch, but it is not yet.
Coffer or coffer?
Tarquin is Maka
with an arm.
from Check These Out. And then Karen is Beluga, who is a part of the Role Players Guild.
Brands on them, and they all have a lock that is sort of built into their structure, not like an exterior padlock.
Oh, yeah, and Zoltar, who's playing Cyrus,
On these 3
Very tight.
boxes.
I think we should.
is a part of Oathsworn RPG.
Well, see what it does on each of them.
It doesn't respond to any of them.
And then
But
Mephisto
it
is a map maker.
When you enter this room, it is
And
really shaking, but it doesn't seem to.
Max, who's played by Emil, is a part of the
I'm
podcast.
just gonna kind of walk around the room
Okay.
and see if there's anywhere in particular that it's vibrating harder.
So I will say once
Then when
you
it vibrates harder, I'm smacking Mac with it.
so once if you had approached the coffers, you would have been able to see where the room extends to the left. It extends pretty far. And you can see it's basically just this large. It's strange because it's wider than the hallway. It's like 20 feet across here, and it's just a complete empty room. And then on the other side, there is a wooden pedestal that has this golden chalice on it that is encrusted with like these blood red rubies that go all the way around the top of it.
I'm just transfixed.
Holding the device up to it, it seems to it starts like even making like a beeping noise. It seems like this may be what you're looking for.
Does it go beep, beep?
It's a bit more thrill than that.
Does it
So-
beep, beep?
Do you think we should maybe check this one for traps too?
Nah, no need.
I've seen this movie.
Would prefer if we did.
Maybe check for
I
traps.
feel like checking for traps is never a bad idea.
Yeah.
I
No.
agree with Karen and Mephisto.
Okay.
I do too.
I'll do an investigation check.
All right, go for it.
Come on. I've got luck. I've got to remember I've got luck as a feat. So it's just- I'm going to use 1 luck.
I forgot that I have advantage on all perception and investigation checks, so.
Oh, my bad.
No, that was me.
20.
Got-
I'll keep that in
Nat,
mind.
whoop, whoop,
Natural 20?
20.
Okay.
Nat 20. That's what luck used. So that
So,
makes 32. Just
well, that's
Steven does have luck.
So you're
Took the luck
feat.
feat.
You take a step to go toward the other end of the room where the pedestal is, and then immediately stop as you see a glimmer of light. And then you take a second and just like turn your head to adjust how the light, and you can see like a shine. And as you get up close, you notice that in this room, all the way from this side,
They're level 10.
there are a number of silver threads that have been strung across from wall to wall.
This is entrapment.
It sounds like Mission Impossible.
Okay. Okay, I relay that information back to the team.
Okay.
Just wires.
A rogue with reliable talent. Look.
It's the entrapment movie, but we asked
Yeah.
Macca's just asked us doing the big like movements. Just
Pretty
If
much.
there's one thing you want when you're climbing through silver threads, it's a nice smooth ass.
Perhaps we can use our tools in order to.
disengage these traps.
Yes.
Look like we could try and cut these wires. With that sort of investigation, would I figured out how I could disable?
Yeah, I'll say make another investigation check.
Can I aid him in that?
Sure. It's with advantage.
Right, I get advantage. Such bad rolls. It's only a 16.
A 16? That's okay. It's not super difficult to figure out, just sort of looking at them. You definitely don't want to cut them, and you're not entirely sure if you can disarm them either, because sort of examining them for a second, they seem to be not a physical trigger, but a magical one.
Are we able to dispel
So
it
would
then?
with magical trigger, as in they would be set off by magic, or
Or that if one of the wires were to be broken, then it would have like some sort of magical reaction.
Twang.
Okay.
Like that.
You know, I'm gonna check the 3 coffers.
Which,
Okay.
man, on one hand, I was
Set up if
disappointed
possible to
that they didn't set off
Rabbit style
the wires,
You could
or
certainly
the silver thread that had been sort of strung across this
Don't
room.
tell that to somebody with a +10 in acrobatics.
Because I kind of wanted them to.
As a DM, I have a policy of never giving a direct answer to hypotheticals. Because I just think that's no fun.
That's fair.
And that's what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. Never answer hypotheticals.
Okay.
But as I was saying, I was really hoping
Okay,
they
I
would
already
set up
have
that trap.
what I
But at
saw.
the same time, for the sake of time,
Yes, it was investigation.
so we didn't run over, I was also like, maybe it's better if they
From
don't.
one end of the room to the other,
Hmm.
it is about 40 feet.
19
Because at this point, let
And
me
with
check.
with the,
At this point, we are over 2 hours in, and haven't even gotten into the combat encounter yet.
30 feet.
It's supposed to be under 3 hours, so I was like,
the wire.
ooh, we're definitely gonna run over.
It's not all the way back on the wall. And then what did you say you rolled on
You
investigation?
told me the wire.
Like, I skipped the intermission, because I was like,
They're sort of from wall to wall.
they'll probably be fine without a break, and
Step across.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Alright, so first,
we're really running late.
looking over,
It's hard to
the
fit in a one-shot and
and,
pick up.
and you rolled well. You can tell that they don't appear to be trapped. They are all, however, locked. Well, actually, 2 of them are locked. 1 of them is not. The 2 of them that were on the right side when you came in, the first one on the right is not locked. And as you open it up, it seems to be filled with burlap sacks. And just opening them up and taking a quick peek inside, as soon as you open them, a foul stench hits you, and they seem to be filled with pieces of rotted flesh that have just probably been sitting in here for way too long. And this horrible stench it starts to create like a cloud around you. And there's even like, you can see like pieces of broken bone and just other
I
like...
shut it.
Okay, so you close that.
Alright.
A fun little chest to discover there.
I'll attempt
Full of
to-
rotting flesh and bone.
Okay, which one would you like to unlock first? And then
I'm going to
Some-
stand near you with my rapier ready, because if there's that in those, I'm going to be like, there are going to be vampires in these.
the middle one.
That's
Okay.
much like we tell vampires.
alright, go ahead and make a check with these tools.
That is an 10.
A 10? Actually, to your surprise, you are actually able to unlock it with that. It doesn't seem like it was it was a very easy lock. And so you hear a click, and then the lid pops open just a little bit.
Alright, I'll open it up.
Okay.
What's inside?
Inside this popper is a
Corpse.
mummified corpse.
No, it's stab.
Are you
You
going to
need
stab
to
it?
stab it. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll.
With advantage because it's prone?
I'll kind of roll out of his way.
Okay.
Damn right you will. Right, so that is a 16. So plus 8 is 24 max.
24 to hit, okay. And roll damage.
Ooh, I get to roll other dice. Let me grab my d8. Do you know what? It's been so long I've rolled these, I've forgotten which one d8 is this one. So, that is 9 damage.
9 damage, okay. So as soon as she opens it, you go at it with your rapier. She steps out of the way and you stab it. It doesn't react. It seems like it's just a dead corpse.
I've saved you, my lady.
Man, I love that
Seriously?
so much.
Yes.
Just having-
That beast is now vanquished.
What are these people doing keeping such smelly things around here? They should really hire someone better to clean up this place. Anyway, I will try to unlock the last one.
Okay. Another check with your thieves tools. And Cyrus, by this time you've definitely stepped across all of the silver wires. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna search this pedestal that this chalice you said is on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Make an
just-
investigation check.
Misty stepping across the
Another 10.
entire room
Okay.
to get past the
This
trap.
lock seems to be a little bit more difficult, and you're not quite able to get it open.
Was not
Is
expecting
someone
him to
else
have
better
that.
at this thing? This is not my area of expertise at all.
I'll get out. I'll have a go.
Okay.
I'm chief vampire stabber, so I'm
Yeah.
So you're
Be
still
prepared for
ready.
the vampire.
Okay.
always ready. Yeah,
Got it.
100%.
You got
You
an
know,
attack
I'll
ready.
take out my rapier as well, and
Theodox, welcome to the
we'll
Discord
flank
server.
Steven, so that if anything pops up, we both get a stab in on it.
I
Okay.
also can thieves tools as a bonus action. So can
Oh,
I
there you go.
prepare an action as well?
Can I ask Cyrus a question real quick? This is a meta out of character question, if that's allowable.
Let me answer Steven's question first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say because because unlocking the lock is going to take most of your attention, you'll have to use both hands to use your tools.
Okay.
Then you wouldn't be able to have a weapon ready to attack immediately.
Okay, it's just that, yeah, I get that. Okay, fine. Well, I got a filthy 20.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you can go and ask your question.
Oh, no, it's fine.
How many times can you cast Misty Step?
Just the once.
Oh,
That
shit.
that was really funny.
One step. You never did that.
I was so afraid of that answer. Oh,
It's called Misty Walk.
Oh man,
All right, bye.
that was so funny. Misty stepped across the entire trap.
Trigger all the traps and heal myself. It's fine. I've got like a 19 constitution.
So Cyrus, what did you get on your investigation?
Of course, he has a 19 in Constitution.
Okay, as far as you can tell, the pedestal.
Why not?
It doesn't seem to be trapped. There's no sort of like pressure system under the chalice. It seems like there would be nothing that would happen if you were to pick it up. And well, at least with like the pedestal, you're not really sure what the chalice does.
Oh, that's for smarter people. And I
Mhm.
grab it.
Okay. Nothing happens. And then, Steven, you were unlocking.
Yeah, I'd love.
Okay. As soon as Cyrus like lifts up the chalice, Steven, you undo the lock and it pops open.
Is there a dead body in there?
Mhm.
You're alive, buddy.
Another one.
You do when you open it, there is a another body in there. Yes.
Then stab we go.
All right, attack roll.
Oh, of course. I don't want to keep putting my dice away. I'm like, I won't need these again.
21.
21?
Got
Yeah.
27.
There you go.
21 and 27.
I'm now becoming a pro.
This body is not a body, or it will
Can
not
we get
turn out to be
sneak
just a
attack
body.
Since you're both there,
Yeah.
I guess you'd both be threatening this corpse. So yeah, you would.
Ooh, that is powerful
Brutal.
shit.
Cool.
Oh, but you're a swashbuckler, though, aren't you?
5d6? Jesus Christ.
Aren't you a
Sneak attack
swashbuckler?
is wild.
I'm a swashbuckler, yeah.
So you don't get cut sneak attack when someone's there. Isn't that the whole point?
No,
Swashbuckler,
that
I think
just means you don't need it. Like, you don't need someone to be there.
Oh, you don't
That's going to
need
be a
someone.
total of 15 damage then.
Okay.
11 and then 15 plus my... So 25 for me?
Okay.
Damage?
And I totally let out a girly shriek as I do it.
As do I.
So you both stab this corpse with your rapiers. The eyes flash open,
Oh.
and the corpse starts to sit up, and you can see it bearing these two very sharp and long fangs as it sits up out of its coffin to face both of you. I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
I see
Yes!
you. I see you.
Come at! Finally.
Anything funky go initiative.
Oh, I critically failed.
So that works because you're behind thread.
So that's a 6 total. Level 5.
Critically failed at combat.
You'll have to look at the stream in order to see this, but I have.
Hey, man, I love this.
In Sharpie, so it'd be more visible.
I love
I'm
this.
so glad you did this.
Of course. Of
I've
course.
only got a 9 in initiative.
Same here.
One natural 20, I roll.
Ooh,
Nice
nice.
is initiative.
All right.
Need to get a better camera for this as well.
Let's do it the Mercer way. 25 to 20.
I got
21.
22. I got 22.
I do
22 and
need.
21?
I think it's about time for me
I
to
had,
start investing in some
with the modifier,
upgrades.
22.
Hey, Matthew,
Equipment-wise.
when it's my games, I know it's not, but I give advantage on nat 20s. And that just falls
Wait,
on
so
deaf ears.
Tarpon and you both got
It didn't fall on deaf ears because I'm trying to set up initiative.
Um,
22.
20 to 15. Okay. 15 to 10. Okay. 10 to 5.
9.
9.
9! That's German.
9!
That's German, but no thanks.
That's German.
All right.
No thanks, I'm out of here.
All right. So Steven and Cyrus are both 9, and then Max, what did you get?
No, I'm the 9.
Oh.
Cyrus
I'm
is
the
6.
Oh, you have a 6. My bad. Okay. I thought I got that mixed up. And then so Cyrus, you'll be at the end.
May I say that hand-drawn map is rather good.
Looks amazing, yes.
I used a compass and a ruler to make the grid, so it's perfect. Ish. Okay. So let me go ahead and get you down.
Honestly,
these, like D4s.
I don't know why I didn't just get a notebook with grid paper in it.
Right here in the coffin.
'Cause this-
Right here.
This is the notebook
We have,
that I've been drawing my maps in.
all the way back here with the.
So this is the first
pedestal
one.
with the chalice on it.
And then this is the one from this one shot. And it's like I have to spend a bunch of time with like a ruler and I have
call yourself a DM?
Protractor and a
Right,
I literally
ruler
only have
in my
this
desk
for this, like,
that I used to make the grid.
fabulous.
So we'll have.
It would be a lot easier if I just got grid paper. You can get grid paper.
This will be
You can just
Let's not
Tarquin
bring
and Karen, who
you
were
can
both
buy a notebook
ready
that has
and
grids
then
already in it.
behind,
Don't know why I didn't do that.
Okay, so the green one.
I really don't know why I didn't
right
do
there,
that.
having unlocked it, and then
That would have been much smarter.
What do you two want to do?
Like I have this notebook which I used to take notes in when I
Put
play,
me back
and it has like
just a little bit by that kind of first.
oh you can't tell at all.
Okay.
Well, it's like dot. It has like dots. It'd be really easy to line it up with a ruler and make that like straight
Got
lines.
it.
And I'm basically
Be
parallel
way
to you,
faster.
so around that corner from the hallway.
I didn't think about it when I bought the notebook at all.
The next one to that. Like, there's one space between us.
Like
Between you.
down.
Well,
So I'll be
inside.
hand drawing a lot of
Oh,
grid.
Gotcha. I got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So Tarquin, you're up first.
Fantastic. In that case, I
Lego figures and earbud replacements.
Okay.
That's pretty clever.
Make an attack roll.
I'm just using
would you like
dice.
to change my mind?
Yeah. No.
Can I? I'm going to use my panache, and I'm going to, as the beast gets up, I'm going to go, "Don't hurt us, please!" And it says that with my panache, as an action, I can make a persuasion check.
It's an interesting ability.
Insight check. On a success, the hostile creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets and can't make opportunity attacks against targets other than me for 1 minute, or until one of my allies engages it or gets more than 60 feet from me. So,
Okay. All right. So you said it was persuasion versus insight.
persuasion, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
It's a 20, filthy.
20 filthy.
13. So yeah. He said disadvantage on everyone else and can't take reactions against everyone else.
Disadvantage on all attack rolls against
Oh, okay.
targets.
Disadvantage on
and
everything, and then
Yep, and it can't make opportunities against targets other than me for 1 minute until someone else attacks it. But so for now, it's pacified.
okay.
Or not, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Please don't hurt us! I cowardly cried.
Yeah.
And that's my action. That's actually my action.
Okay. Is there anything else
As
you'd like to do?
Yes, as a bonus action, I will disengage and move away from it.
All right. How far do you want to move?
A couple of squares back, using Karen as a
I'll see. Everyone's gonna be able to like bonus action disengage from everything since they're all rogues.
Oh, more?
No, absolutely, I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Everyone's gonna be able to bonus action dash.
All right. Would you roll that I
Rogues
would
are
be able to use
wild.
my bonus action to hide
Yeah.
or try to hide, like around that other coffer? Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to try and hide. I'm gonna guess you want a stealth roll from me.
Yes.
Okay. That is going to be a 15 on my stealth roll.
15. You're able to hide pretty well, and the vampire or vampiric creature seems to be focused mostly on Tarquin, so it doesn't know.
It is not a vampire.
Useless chat.
So
It is a vampire
pay
spawn.
attention. So after I am hidden, I am then going to cast Toll the Dead on the vampire.
Okay.
If I am hidden, it has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Wisdom, right?
Yep, Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's an 8. I'm assuming that'll
DC's
fail.
15.
That'll fail then. So
Yeah,
go
that's
roll
gonna
damage.
fail. And is it missing hit points from where it's been hit already?
Yes. It has been damaged because it got stabbed right off the bat.
Okay, so because that D8s or D12s on Toll the Dead.
Right.
Normally things come in 3 sizes.
And wow,
Nice.
that was a terrible damage roll. 3.
Goal one day to make a
So
rogue bard
all
character
The ring of this unseen bell ring throughout this chamber.
and a higher level
A bit of necrotic energy enters the creature, and it
bard
seems
cleric.
as something undead, not to be too terrible.
One day I'll get to be the player. I feel that.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay.
I've had a couple opportunities thanks to streaming to actually be a player.
Because someone else attacked it.
And
Really thank
the
you.
Beige gang wants me to join them on the other side of the table
That will end my turn.
at some point, so
Alright. As a bonus action, I am going to use my insightful fighting ability.
Okay.
So I have to roll an insight against its deception.
Interesting. Okay.
And if I succeed,
it does sound
I'm
it is very nice to be able to
attacking
play.
against the target, even if I don't usually have it, even if I don't have an advantage on.
One of
the
my
roll.
favorites.
Got it.
So my insight was.
While they're
18.
figuring out their combat abilities,
So
I guess we can talk about this. One of my favorite where I got to play recently,
Hold on, that
was I got to play a new system called Sapio.
That is
And there is the guy that DM'd it,
24 to hit.
John is a Kickstarter for Spiral Dice, as they're called. Very cool. It was a super awesome. It's like it's a rules light system. But the dice are very cool. The system is dope as hell. And there's a Kickstarter for it, and I've already like backed it because I want those dice. I want to use that system sometime.
Thrust into this.
God, that was so much fun.
To go in and out, and while you did create a little bit of a wound, it
Streamed on Saint Stella's channel.
Basically, my attempt at describing how.
I'm trying to remember when it was.
Mhm.
I think it was in
Alright.
sometime in March, I think.
Okay. So
Like a shade gang where all of them are DMs and you're DMs.
You'll notice.
Oh man, that would be something.
The flesh begins to reform, and it seems
Like the edgiest rogue possible.
And then the vampire is going to.
That would be something.
It has these like long, gnarly fingernails on its hand that's almost more of like a claw, and it's going to swipe out at you. That will be that's a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. That is.
Karen's getting scratched by long-nailed vampires come out of this coffin.
And then with the other hand, coming with another attack with its clawed, gnarly hand, that will be
Swipe.
the 23.
It's like a cat.
Oh yeah.
It's like.
I rolled 2 1s on that. That'll only be 5 slashing damage.
Alrighty.
Orphan, black on black. Doesn't remember anything about their past.
Yeah,
But except for the fact they're like an amnesiac that only remembers that their parents are dead.
Lying down in.
I love that.
Steven, you're up.
Okay, I will first use my action to.
They have, like,
put it on my
A long
ability.
cloak and a mask,
That'll be my action.
and they like never reveal their actual face.
I then would like to move away, so I'll use disengage just for the.
You're not within melee range.
Am I not? Okay.
No, you're just green one
So-
over here.
Kills because it's redemption for the victim, steals because they can.
Just within
It's really not. Like, it's pretty easy to make an edgy rogue.
of him.
Okay.
It's definitely not hard to
So
do.
that's my next action, when I'm assuming I'll be hidden from him, basically. Can I
Is there
hide
a Batman? I think both.
or do I need to because I'm invisible?
A combination of the two.
Check with advantage.
Okay.
Since you have the
Top half Batman, bottom half Zorro.
somewhere without it noticing.
The highest roll was 28.
Okay.
26, sorry, 26.
Well, you were rolling against a 2, so. Yeah, you're definitely hidden as you disappear with your cloak. I have no idea where you are. Okay. Yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. Then we are to Max.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is
Batman with a watch.
in the direction of Cyrus, and basically want to find a way how he can more or less get through those wires without actually triggering them.
Button.
That's gonna be
Nice.
my action.
Okay. Make and
White collar Batman.
check.
I will do that. That's a natural 2, so 14.
14? Okay. Just like it's kind of hard to see the wires because you sort of have to like turn to get like the light right where they'll shimmer off and you can see where they are. And you spend your turn just sort of examining where they are, and more or less are able to figure out a path where if you're really careful you might be able to get through. So I'll say, because you've done that, on another turn, if you use the help action, you can give Cyrus advantage if he tries to move through by sort of like guiding him.
Well, I can use the help action as the bonus action, obviously.
Okay.
If I can do that on this turn, I will do that now. If not, I will wait that turn.
You can't, because you still have your bonus action, so you can do that
Yeah,
now.
then I'm gonna give him more or less the direction he needs to go for every wire, and hope that he can now come up to us.
Alright. Sounds good.
That's the turn.
Okay, Cyrus, you're up next.
All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah! I'm gonna shoot him with.
The scariest of tax workers. That has got to be the edgiest background possible.
I think he's 5 foot outside of my range.
Yeah.
I did
So you'll have disadvantage, yep. Just barely out of range.
So I have 18 with disadvantage.
That'll still hit.
All right. So, and am I getting? He's out of. So I don't get sneak attack on that, right? So is he threatened?
He is currently threatened by Karen, so yes, you would.
Okay.
Because Karen is with a melee range.
7, 13, 14. So that's gonna be 21.
21 damage?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus action for crossbow expert, I'm gonna shoot him again.
Go for it.
Taxes for others because I live to suffer.
So I'm probably not gonna get that time. 11.
Oh, I love that. That's incredible.
This crossbow flies out and flies past the head.
That is
of
incredible.
The creature with a thing and sticks into the wooden wall behind.
I need to do another
I miss him, and then I'm
character creation stream. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't done that in a long time.
Got it.
The last time I did it was super fun.
Yeah.
Just like
Got it. Okay.
reading character sheets, making random characters.
Perfect. Okay.
It's fun to come up
Now
with the
I
backstories on the
am
fly.
going to just run. I'm gonna run in like I'm scared, but I hold my.
Never seen me do it. I think I've only streamed it once, and it was
Stab it.
Okay.
Terrified.
a long time
I
ago.
really think I'm gonna get. Hold on, what does it say? So my raukish whatever. What's it called? Raukish audacity.
It was definitely before you discovered my channel.
Yeah, that is the one, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't need advanced.
It's somewhere buried in my
Karen's still there, isn't she? Right.
probably one of the earliest streams I've done. It's somewhere buried on my YouTube channel.
Straight roll against said beastie. 16.
That'll hit.
Fantastic. So I will do my damage. It's just a normal D8. So 9 damage.
Okay.
And then so D8 plus 4.
Oh, by the way, since they're fighting a vampire spawn,
as being a
non-magical, slashing, bludgeoning, piercing is resistant. I think it's resistant to necrotic as well.
Okay, do you just move back to where you were?
Absolutely, I do.
Got it.
And it also regenerates on its turn,
Mephisto.
every turn.
Alright, I am going to try and hit this bad boy with a firebolt.
Go
So
for
he
it.
doesn't want to light the vampire on fire.
Yeah.
He tries to firebolt it a few times. I think he was trying to prevent it from regenerating. But vampire spawns, unlike trolls, their regeneration is not prevented by fire damage, but rather by radiant damage. Or holy water, which deals radiant damage. And I don't think they had any method of dealing radiant damage. So
He makes
That's
okay
a-
maps.
That's a little bit better damage roll than last time. That is going to be a 13 fire damage.
running water also?
13 fire damage?
Yeah. I don't know. Does running water prevent regen? I don't remember.
Was it wrapped in like linen?
It probably
Oh,
does.
they're being warned. They
Or
can't set
maybe.
fire.
I know it deals damage.
So,
Specifically says items that aren't being warned.
So yeah, your firebolt goes.
Also, the mechanics in D&D for like the wooden stick with the heart are interesting.
Burning away at like its skin and blackening it. And it.
A druid with a water wave destroyed my vampires.
Looking just like.
Do
Wow,
you have gasoline cans in the coffer by any
that's
chance?
incredible.
No, it does not.
See, I was wondering like,
That would be useful.
because it says running water, but I'm assuming that the ocean wouldn't count for that because they're like on a boat in the sea. I don't think that would. I don't think that would count.
So I'm going to take one step to what looks like my right.
Okay. Took me a second.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, because I'm looking at it backwards.
Just in case he wants to go for Cyrus's call, that gives him room to move. And I will do.
Also, it's hard to tell who is who
insightful fighting,
on this
so another insight versus
Battle map cam view.
Okay.
Tidal wave. Yeah, that sounds like it would do it.
Okay, if I get any like bonus.
That does sound like it would do it.
Is that book you're holding?
I've never actually done a vampire before.
It says, I have many books.
I guess since I mentioned like the
Pass me one of those, please.
silver wire or strings that had been set up as that trap,
So
the secret to it was
a 22
if
insight.
they had triggered it,
So 7 for
it would have
So I will roll for attack now.
it would have alerted
I
the
get to use my
noble
even though I
lord.
don't
I don't remember what his
Okay,
name
I would
is,
normally
but
get
the
saved.
guy that owns the ship that they're currently stealing from.
All right, so that's going to be a 21 to hit.
hits.
And it would have alerted him. And he is like, he's not a vampire spawn. He's like a full vampire. Would have been way more threatening than just the vampire spawn they're fighting now.
22 damage.
This is with your rapier?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I had an ex machina
So I know
planned.
he's probably like half of that or something.
All of that comes
It
later.
means that, like, you fought with a rapier.
But they never actually encountered the vampire,
With the
since
other
they didn't
types
ever
of
set off the
spells,
trap,
doesn't seem to be
or do anything to
as
alert
much
him.
of an effect as you would expect.
But it is all I can do, so I
Could be
will-
considered running water since the
Okay,
vampire is
so the end of your
submerged in it?
Yes.
Right. As
Maybe.
back To,
I mean, I don't know how I'd interpret it. I'd probably have to do some research to
you do
see
know
what
at
other
the start
people
of your
think.
turn, But it regains and regenerates somewhat at the start of its turn.
Great.
It is going to coming at you with that clawed hand once again.
Vampire! I don't think it never got a bite off, which was disappointing.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time, instead of the claws digging into your skin, it comes around your back, and you feel it catch and pierce your back as it grabs and pulls you close, and it's going to attempt to sink its fangs into your shoulder.
Go for the bite, and I think this misses.
Oh, you grappled, so it has advantage or not. Oh man, that's really bad.
Your filthy paws off me.
That's an 8. I rolled really bad on that.
For like an attack?
Yeah, for an attack. Oh.
That actually misses, surprisingly.
Okay,
Surprisingly, an 8 misses.
Grabbed you and it has you grappled now.
And since you could argue the water is running up their body as it's submerging it.
Down to your neck.
That makes sense.
You mind? I'm a married woman.
I don't know the details of whether the damage is supposed to be from like
it would have stepped out of the coffin next to you in order to grab you.
water running over them. I guess that would make sense.
And Steven, you're up next.
Great. I will take a
But if they were submerged completely, but
brace of flying daggers.
if they were just like swimming in the ocean, I think they would be fine.
Yep. Because I'm invisible. Yep.
You could also, I think, you could probably drown a vampire. I think they need to breathe.
Advantage, because I'm invisible.
Curious, let me check. I'll actually pull out the book now.
Yeah, I'll say so because it doesn't expect this to come.
I'm curious enough to check.
So that is a 17 to hit.
That still hits.
Cool. So that's 1d4.
Let's see. Vampire is on 297.
That's a 3, and I'm going to do this on here because I'm going to take 80 otherwise. Roll. 3 plus 20, 23. 23 plus 4, 27
okay, there we go.
damage, and that's magical. That's all. They're all magical daggers. That's
Okay.
the first one. And then I get a second attack with another dagger immediately afterwards, which is just going to be a sneak attack, I guess, because I'm not visible anymore.
Okay, yes, it does not say.
60, 20, sorry. 22,
it does not say that they can breathe, or that they don't need to breathe. So I'm assuming they could drown, but I think it would be hard to drown them faster than they regenerate.
So they reappear again on my braces.
I don't recall. I have no idea how much damage
Pierce into the body,
drowning is.
So hitting like the side as it's like facing Karen to sort of have her grappled, and it hits, and you can see it like throw its head back in pain as you hit it. And as the daggers disappear, you can see like this dark, like almost like rotted blood material begin to drain from the wounds, and it's looking pretty hurt at this point.
I'll say so, like, get away from
They took care of the vampire spawn pretty quickly.
Something very generic.
Alright. Max.
I am gonna hit him with my short bow. At least with an arrow.
Yeah, I know you can hold your breath for 1 plus con minutes, but I don't remember how much damage to take after that.
You can remain hidden because it. Yeah.
Okay.
You can remain hidden, yeah, because you have an invisibility cloak.
You have, like, what did you have again? What was your roll? Like
28, but I won't be invisible anymore. I don't think.
Oh wait, that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, I think yeah, you would have to bonus action. You're done rolling again because whenever you attack something, it realizes where you are.
Yeah. That is a 30.
Okay, then yeah. Do you want to move at all?
Yeah, I'll move. No, I need to stay within 20 feet.
You fall unconscious the full round? Oh, so is it not damage?
Okay, I'll do that.
My right. Yeah.
And you just slip into.
I'll let you check.
Like disappearing. Okay. Back to you.
Yeah, the short bow hit. I will roll that.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
That then is incredible 4 damage.
Yeah, I think it had like a 14 or 15 AC.
Okay.
And as a
They
bonus action, I'm
hit
gonna
this vampire
do
spawn
another
super
action,
easily.
And I'm gonna say, quick, Cyrus, hit him with a slurf ball, and give Cyrus on his next attack the help action. Because
Okay.
I can do that at range.
Got it.
And that's the turn.
Okay. Cyrus, you're up next.
Will do, Max. Get him.
So, it will be a straight roll because you have disadvantage for the range and then advantage from the help.
That works.
The party's level 10.
Interesting.
28.
Your hit points fall to 0, and then you can survive for a number of rounds equal to your con modifier. After that, you begin making your death saving throw.
To hit or damage?
To hit for the second attack.
Oh, interesting.
They both. So you can roll damage for both.
Alright, and he's still threatened.
So then I wonder, so that's for players, but I wonder then, so for a creature,
Okay.
would it just be them drowning for 1 plus their con modifier minutes, unconscious for 1 plus their con modifier rounds, and then just dead? Because usually
more of like
non-player characters don't
like,
roll
like,
death saving throws unless they're like companions.
out of its back where the arrows have struck and they sort of like slide out, and at this point it looks like it's on death's door. Up next, back to the top around Tarquin, and
I may have given the vampire spawn a few extra hit points to make this battle last a little bit longer.
Wait, we lost someone.
Goddamn, we lost Hamilton.
Oh no!
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 We lost Amy.
Holding a vampire head below water for 5 minutes.
No, oh, it's for
Yep,
feature.
that would be
Really appreciate that.
very hard to do.
So
Zoltar giving me a sub.
Like if the creature currently has Karen grappled, right?
Again, let me just another complaint about Zoom
Attempt to fight
for the reason of that, and then I had to resort
I will use panache once again.
to get everyone in the right spot.
And, I will basically rear my assless chaps and say, "You want to bite something? Bite this!" And it's persuasion versus his insight.
Okay.
And that basically means that if he
And then
can't
it's
fight her,
fixed.
it's going to be with disadvantage.
Right. Unless someone hits it before then.
Unless someone engages it, exactly. So that's
It's 50 rounds.
28.
Against this insight, you said? I said 11, so yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard. Not to mention
could have gotten that with a nat 20. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Rather than wanting to bite her,
hold on.
hopefully it
Wrong
will
book.
bite my exposed ass.
Got it.
Unless someone else attacks it and ruins that.
Mm-hmm.
Turn over.
Okay.
So even if you do manage to hold them underwater somehow for 50 rounds,
Constitution as well.
if I check, where is it?
Okay, up next is Mephisto.
All right, so I am going to use my bonus action to try and hide again.
Okay.
When it drops to 0 hit points outside its resting place, the vampire transforms into a cloud of mist instead of falling unconscious, provided that it isn't in sunlight or running water. Oh, so I guess it wouldn't be able to do that if it's underwater.
All right, so then I
Never
am
mind.
going to hold my action, which is
So if it's underwater, it wouldn't be able to do its misty escape thing.
one of my flasks of oil.
Okay.
And if it tries to bite Karen,
You just have your breath when speaking, casting verbal spells.
Catapult.
Oh, that's good. Really good to know.
Okay.
Also, like normally swimming too, you'd have disadvantage on like melee attack.
Yep.
Okay.
It would be a very hard battle.
Alright, so it let go of me. And you said it's looking
Or it's
like
still holding
on
on to you.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you're still grappled. Yeah.
Then I'd like to try and break out.
Okay. It'll be athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
And hopefully this still won't class as an attack. I don't think. Hopefully.
That's a 14.
A 14. That's a 10 on it. So yeah, you managed to break free.
Yes, and it cannot hurt. It cannot attack you opportunity-wise because it's focused on my ass cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will bonus.
Man, never managed to get a bite off on anybody.
Okay.
Because she broke out of the grapple, and it has to have someone grappled to bite them.
Do you want to move then?
Yeah, can I move like next to Turquin?
Range attacks at disadvantage spell can only shoot to first range.
Yeah.
Dang, underwater stuff is rough. I
Yeah.
sort of ignored those rules when I did the underwater one-shot a few weeks back.
My horsey go, so that works.
But it didn't end up mattering, because that one-shot ended in a TPK. So...
Okay. What was the trigger on the flask of oil again? It was if it tried to attack Karen?
Yep.
Okay, so that wouldn't be triggered by us then.
Nope.
Is it the end of your turn? Okay. So back to the vampire.
Yes.
It was looking pretty hurt, but it starts to regenerate and it gains some of its strength back. And it is going to go for Tarquin, and it'll have disadvantage.
Unless you have underwater breathing, your
Yeah,
party's at a
it's just
huge
one of the
disadvantage.
attack rolls.
Definitely.
Attacks against anyone other than me.
I mean, there are some races that
Well,
that can breathe underwater, like
the natural.
both water genasi and air genasi, I believe.
And then coming with the
Because
other
water
hand-
genasi can breathe underwater, and air genasi just don't need to breathe at all.
Yes.
So whoosh,
I'm just
whoosh,
dodging
and
a
both
pass.
miss as if it's trying to grab you.
Yeah.
Even if you have it split up, you have a disadvantage.
Okay, I'm going to have it then. It is going to step away, so get an opportunity. You and Karen will both get attack of opportunity for this.
While my back is turned and my ass cheeks are facing, I'm just gonna stab with my rapier.
It's like between the legs.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
The asshole chats are brought up like every few minutes in this one shot.
I have,
Every few minutes.
Oof, what's that?
Even in combat.
No, surely not. Surely to God not. Only an 11 for me.
That won't hit, unfortunately. So Karen, go ahead and roll.
They almost killed it with these opportunity
Nine
attacks.
damage? Okay.
9.
Karen didn't quite do enough damage
She
to
managed to get one
finish it
stab
off
at it as it backs away, and it is going to step over the coffer
because of the
and then
resistance.
begin to. It's going to like turn around, and it's going to begin climbing up the wall of the room as its hands and feet just seem to stick to it, and then let's see, 5, 10, 15.
Oh boy, I think we're getting near where the
And then
hype
starts
train
falling
hit.
across the ceiling, to about right there. Hamilton, thank you for the Prime subscription.
What everyone else is doing, I better get in on the action.
I really appreciate it.
I got
David,
incredible support
you're
during the
up.
stream. It
As
was
a reward, I think.
wild.
I'm still in my hidden space, so I'm just gonna go ahead straight away with
Oh no,
daggers.
I think this is.
Go simple. Dagger.
I hope you guys aren't trying to bribe me. Thank you for the sub.
Yeah, just keep subbing. Give me advantage. Right. I get advantage when I'm hidden or not? Do I get no? Or do I...
You did hide again, so yeah, you have advantage on this.
Just to see if I get a nat 20, because that was a 14 plus 8, which is 22 to hit. Again. Yeah.
22 definitely.
So that was another 3, and then sneak attack damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll. 12. Oh, it was terrible. There's 3 ones in that. 15, 19 damage.
Okay.
From the first dagger.
So as it is sort of crawling across the ceiling, and you see its head like twist backwards as it's like snarling at Tarquin, when this dagger suddenly strikes and hits it like in the side of the neck, and you just see the eyes roll back as it drops and falls off the ceiling onto the ground.
He killed it.
Dead?
It is dead.
It had like just a few hit points
Vampire.
left,
Something...
so
Isn't that right? I killed it! Amazing! Right, let's get this treasure and go.
Well
Great.
done, Stephen. But I think it's still alive, and I'm going to stab it again just to be sure.
Okay.
Chop its head off.
Raise your head off. I'd be like, one, just give me at least 5 minutes to.
That's it, you got him.
literally like so much stuff was happening that, and like between trying to like actually get the one shot wrapped up and everyone donating and giving gift subs and stuff, I like felt like I couldn't
I'm gonna just light the vampire on fire.
like thank everybody properly, and I felt so bad.
Once Cyrus is back from with the shiny thing, I'm gonna step back as we're leaving the room, and I'm just gonna hit it with firebolts to light it on fire.
Okay, sounds good. Jesus, you guys started a hype train.
We just did.
Yeah.
Megan, thank you
So
for
yeah, this is the hype train.
another gift sub. Thank you. I'm gonna try to say your username again. Anti-Browser. Definitely
Just
saying
say,
it wrong.
just say Zönke. He's gonna appreciate that way more.
Say what?
Zönke.
Zunka? Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
I don't know what that means. What did I just say?
it's his name.
Oh, okay. Cool. Zunka, thank you for the gift sub. Jesus Christ, you guys.
I'm really typing it. Come on, let's up this. Let's hype this.
Never again sticking to HP pool in the monster manual.
You said you're gonna firebolt you poured the oil on it. You're gonna firebolt it once you guys are leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving this room.
Oh yeah. So, sometimes I feel like it's fine
You need to make an
if
acrobatics check.
things seem like they're going a little bit too quickly to add
If you
a little bit extra health,
you can, use the
because it can be hard to predict.
I will use the help.
And like I'm not used, like this is the first time I had DM'd for 6 players at once,
Just really hump you.
so I was not sure how. I feel like
advantage.
one vampire spawn was not going to be a challenge for them because of CR5 against 6 level 10 players.
Alright, so while you would have made a few slip-ups, with Max's help, you're able to sort of carefully make your way through without disturbing any of the silver wires that are near invisible as you're sort of
Dragons and Monster Manual are bullshit. Get back to you after the encounter in Adult one.
Full of lasers.
Sounds good.
And think it was like a roll at the end, he rolled so high, and then just stopping, and all of the silver wires remaining completely undisturbed as you've made your way across.
Oh yeah, let's go.
It's like it reminds me of the mall cop.
And just Mission Impossible through the silver wires.
I believe this is yours as I enter the cup.
Sorry, my mic is a little staticky on my end. I take the cup and put it in my purse.
Okay.
Well, let's get out of here, right?
As you start to head out of the room, you suddenly feel, like on the boat, at this point you've been on it long enough to be used to the rocking of the ship, right? As it slowly, goes left and right. Well, it lifts to the left and then to the right again, and it keeps turning. And you just feel that the ship slowly tilting to one side for way longer than normal before finally returning back to its normal sway. And thank you, Jesus, thank you for all the gift subs. I can't even keep up with everything that's happening in chat. Insane, absolutely insane. This is the reason why I owe you guys 5, or not 5, 3 new emotes instead of just 1 now. It's because of all the gift subs I got on Saturday. What are you guys gonna do? I hit just, literally just at the threshold to unlock the 4th emote slot. Put it in her purse of holding. It was insane.
Go invisible.
And it's crazy too because as an affiliate, you can only unlock up to 5. So now there's only 1 more slot I could possibly get on the channel, unless I got partnered.
Or at least can I just see when? Can I just be? I don't maybe not go invisible. It's too obvious, but be sort of nearby Karen so that when she's trying to put it in the bag, I sort of snaffle it. A little snaffle, sniffy snaffle. It seems like she's dropped it in the bag, but I sort of sleight of hand swipe it.
Whenever he said that, I was like, what is a snaffle? I had no idea.
Literally on 2 expertise against you.
I had no idea until he clarified.
Perception checks.
Little nipple snaffle.
Come on,
What?
I got luck though. I have luck.
What is that? I've never heard that before.
14.
Trying to steal this magical artifact.
It's 26. Do I risk it? It's 26. I'm gonna stick with 26.
Okay.
25.
Ooh. That was crazy too. Like, Karen is huge on perception. That is insane. Yeah, so you, and Steven's massive on sleight of hand, so. Would you happen to have, like, any, like, ball bearings or anything like that on you? Actually, no. You have the wine glass from before.
Okay.
So, you take the chalice and then take your wine glass and drop it in instead. So, Karen, you drop it in your bag and you feel like the familiar, thud of, like, something falling into the depths of your bag. That feels like the chalice, but it's actually a wine glass, but you don't know that. So you sort of swiped and switched them out, and now you have the chalice and tuck it into your coat without anyone noticing. If anyone else wants to, because everyone else is nearby, if anyone else wants to try to roll a perception check to see that, you can feel welcome to.
Oh, I'll try. Because I'll just be there looking. What sort of Karen doesn't realize it's a wine glass?
He rolled. I mean, he beat her, so.
I only got a 21, so I wouldn't even see it.
Beat me by 1.
Mm-hmm. Only a 21.
One get me.
you don't even know who has the chalice. Like, everyone else thinks Karen has it. You're like, hey.
Cyrus still has it.
Chalice right here.
Wait, hold on, guys. I think we left it on the pedestal back there. Incredible.
So, let's go, y'all. We're gonna miss the boat.
Okay, so where are you headed now? Are you just going back straight up to the deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do you want to be? I'm assuming you want to be stealthy about this.
Yeah.
Do we though?
You can also run up the stairs and just jump off the
You
Yeah,
can also
go
just run.
stealthy.
Okay.
That's fair.
Roll stealth
We're
check.
gonna run real fast.
I'm gonna pop the hood anyway. I'll pop the hood and just go invisible.
Natty 1 stealth.
Nice.
We are running then.
First player rolls a natural 1 on stealth. We're not even gonna try to stealth anymore.
I got 31.
Okay.
I don't think I try. I think I'm feeling proper fucking confident.
Oh my god. A natural 1 and a 31.
Yeah, we all
Oh, okay. You're not even gonna attempt it. Okay, got it.
Alright, if he's
I'm actually, as
I'm
he's
just gonna
strutting,
follow.
Yes.
as Tarkin is strutting up, I'm gonna walk behind him and cast dancing lights again to just kind of give the impressive aura of him dancing up the stairs.
Okay, got it. Okay, is anyone else trying to stealth?
I tried and failed.
Yeah, Steven's invisible. It's no one knows where he is. Cyrus, Max, either of you want to try to stealth or you just gonna roll 31. Okay.
I'm walking right with Tarkin.
Alright, so as you're coming up, you do run into a few of like the servers and they just look kind of confused. You're coming from below deck, walking your way up with like these lights flying around you. Steven just like keeping to the shadows and like with everyone's attention on them, you're already like super stealthy, but there's no way anyone would know you're there. You're basically a shadow in the darkness. You do make your way up. Everyone makes your way up to the top of the deck. And also, Jesus Christ, you guys finished a hype train. This is insane. Thank you for all the support, really. Wild. Okay, what would you like to do now? It's because of these 6. Okay. They're crazy.
Look at the side.
You do make your way over. As you're walking across the deck of the ship, you feel another heavy lift of the boat. and just taking a quick look around, you can see that there's these large ripples that are sort of going through the scene, causing the boat to rock more heavily that seem to be coming from the atoll. Moving over to the railing where you had previously come up, you can see the grappling hook is still there, and looking down, just as you walk over, you see the UAC emerge from the sea.
Perfect.
And the hatch opens, and you see
Kraven.
Kraven, Goliath from before. She was surprised he yelled up at you. We gotta go. We really gotta go. We need to get out of here.
Is there time for a musical number?
No.
Right, what's happening? What's happening here?
I just jump off.
Make an acrobatics check.
I love that. I just jump off.
A 30-foot drop. And then from the well, okay. You don't land the best on the boat. You sort of land and twist your ankle a little bit as you come down, and you're gonna take 6 points of damage from that.
As we're leaving, can I point to the band and just be like, play us out, guys?
Well, as you're leaving, everyone's attention, as you've kind of been focused on Cyrus jumping off and Tarkin yelling up at you, a giant tentacle emerges from the sea on the other side of the ship, and you see like the water around it darken, and that darkness seems to spread toward the ship, and the tentacle slowly comes closer as it is reaching out towards the mast.
Release the Kraken!
Right? I think we should probably get out of here post haste, and I'm just gonna fly down using my winged boots.
Okay.
Yep, naturally.
To go as quickly as possible down that.
So I'm gonna pause for a second. The Kraken in this one shot felt like an afterthought because I just had it stuck in at the end. But I originally wanted there to be a Kraken, and so part of the plan was that if they encountered our vampire of the night, the Kraken would have been their ex machina to help them escape. Sort of the distraction is this vampire seeing this group going to steal his magical artifact. A Kraken shows up and threatens his ship. He's got bigger problems on his hands. As important as the artifact is, which I'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, so there's a Kraken. I mentioned before that this is not the first one shot I've had near the atoll that this ship is sort of parked near. The last one shot that I had in the atoll was the underwater one, and it ended with the party releasing a Kraken into the world. So, as sort of a continuation of that, after they sort of went through that underwater temple, released the Kraken through this giant magical barrier that it was being sealed behind. The Kraken devouring all of them and eventually making its way out of the temple and into the open sea to find this party boat that they're just chilling at night. And it happened while they're doing their espionage. The Kraken starts going after this boat and is the perfect exit for them. So yeah.
Go down the road. Down the side of the building.
I'm just gonna pull out 50 feet of hempen rope out of my rope of useful things, attach it to the railing, and want to slide down.
Okay, I love how there's already a rope there and you're tying off a separate.
I have my own.
Okay, fair enough.
To describe the four bodies.
Just climb down.
Well, I mean, it
Okay,
kind of ate them.
Onto the UAC, you see suddenly.
So.
and with like a slap and like a spray of seawater, the tentacles wrap around the ship, and you hear like people screaming up on the deck.
Like the Kraken literally
just,
devoured all of them.
Just like dives in.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jump in.
Yep, going in.
All right. So you all get into the submersible as it immediately submerges, and you hear the gnome from before that had been piling in it, Horber. He goes, yeah, and like there's like reins that lead inside that he's like controlling, and suddenly diving down in a way as you hear like the cracking of the hull of the ship splintering as it's being squeezed by this Kraken.
Well, that Kraken's really going to feel stupid when it starts eating vampire corpses.
Both be Kraken. Ew. Sorry. It was there.
Alright.
There
So
had to be a dead joke somewhere.
At this point, we're like
for the sake of
20 minutes, 30 minutes over,
the
something like
thing
that.
made it out and escaped with the artifact.
20 minutes over.
The mages gives you a cumulative reward of 6,000 gold pieces. You got well paid for this job. And yeah, we went a little bit over. So
Very well paid.
wrap things up real quick.
I go in my purse to give him the challenge, and I go, which one of you stole it?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Wait, oh
Yeah,
my
you just brought like a wine glass. Prom is like, wait, did you not get it?
Hello, Becca.
Oh, we got it. Which one of you took it?
I went and got it myself.
I can't hide it anyway. I mean, I had my ass exposed. I don't even have pockets.
It's your perfect hiding place, your usual one.
Every opportunity you got, Maka.
Maybe you got a last.
You brought
straw,
up
in the
those
crowd,
assless chaps.
leaving the boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll inside check.
Yeah, I'm
There
rolling.
Okay,
we
go for it.
Gotta roll it under here. Yeah.
Let's see if you gotta roll a deception. Yeah, make a
You
deception.
gotta shake what my mama gave me.
That's a
True,
30.
fair enough, fair enough.
Oh!
Karen is taking none
I
of
don't
that
think I
shit.
could beat that. I can't beat that unless I've got +7. I've
You
only
can't
got
out
plus...
Karen a Karen.
No, that's only 15.
Yeah, Karen sees right through your lie. She in fact she sees like the outline of the chalice like underneath your coat because it's a pretty wide chalice, so it doesn't like fit in. So it's just like there's just like this bowl shape.
Never forget, it was
I just
wild.
I don't say anything. I just go put it on the table
Okay.
and just act like nothing's happened. Oh look, it's just appeared here. That's amazing.
Can I look through like? Do they have like a periscope?
They don't have a periscope.
Can't
they
sleep.
have, like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Like a giant glass like windshield on the front.
Perfect. Can I look through that? And
I hope you're able to
just give me a stern
rest
look?
soon. I know it's
Says I really
gotta
want
be
to
super late for you.
Take a bow for that one.
Anyway. How much gold did you say we got? 2,000?
6,000. So split between all.
Nearly 3 a.m., yeah.
Maybe split evenly. But that's up to you.
Hold on, because I also have the 27 gold.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah, you and Thadox, they're both up pretty late right now.
4 per person, except one person gets.
I'll take the less. It's fine for my misdemeanor.
I don't know how to math, so.
I mean, it wouldn't be a huge surprise if I was up till
And
3 a.m.
also, everyone gets roughly 5 silver. I'm estimating.
Last night I think I was up till 3 a.m.
Whatever floats your boat.
It's
And
just
now he can't stop.
a regular thing.
Ah,
So I get the night owl life.
Over 1,000 gold each, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, here is 1,000 gold and change, and here is 5 pieces of silver.
You know what? You never know when you're gonna have to go through a toll,
That's true.
and you need to count it out.
Man,
Also,
told
we
the
could've-
worst.
we could have used.
I
that
totally
to
feel
stab
that.
into the vampire and do
Once like
damage.
summer hit and I don't have classes that restrict me to like a normal schedule, my sleep schedule usually descends into complete madness.
So yeah, I think.
Thanks for stopping by again, Maka.
I don't know if anyone else wanted to do.
It was a pleasure to DM for you. It was a blast. I had so much
That
fun.
was very fun. Thank you. This was a pleasure to be able to DM for this group.
And I'm going to pause that before me from 2 days ago starts parroting what I just said. Since they're at the end and I'm starting to thank everybody. So I want to do one last revelation, and that is, since they did not find out in the one shot, I want to talk about the chalice and what its purpose actually is. So the chalice, as I described in the one shot, is just a golden sort of wide chalice with like blood red rubies lining it as like a trim about that big. They're fairly big, and there's 6 of them coming around the edges as it comes down. It's very ornate and it has sort of like nice decorative carvings in it, but those rubies are the only gems set into it. And it would have been hard for them to figure out, especially since they're all rogues, and it would take more than just like an Arcana check to figure out its entire purpose. But essentially, it's an artifact made specifically for a ritual to benefit a vampire. Essentially, what has to be done with the artifact is the chalice has to be filled with the blood of someone with a holy rite. So, like a righteous paladin or a priest or something like that. Someone who is like truly good, or like is good and worships like a good deity. Essentially, like somebody who worships an evil deity wouldn't be qualified. So basically, it was So they had to fill the chalice, and then there was like a ritual circle it would have to be placed in the center of, and then for the next 3 days at midnight, a vial of holy water had to be poured into it. And after another 24 hours after the third vial of holy water had been poured into the mixture, if the vampire drank from the chalice, they would lose their sort of vulnerabilities that are caused by like radiant damage. And they would also lose their vulnerability to sunlight. It would be like a very dangerous thing for a vampire to have. Very dangerous. So, but they didn't know that. They never found that out. And yeah, pretty much. What's up, Hard Knock? Welcome. You got in just at the end, doing a commentary of Saturday's stream. That's okay. Let me transition to here. So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that was it for the one shot. Just got off work, glad you could stop by. Oh, is that why stream was canceled for tonight? Do you have to do some extra work? Because I saw your tweet. But yeah. Working in the DM is sick currently. Oh, that's I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he gets better soon. Yeah, that's always no fun, especially nowadays. Because I mean, it's like stuck inside all day, and now you get to be stuck inside sick all day. Yeah, it's a little bit worse because I think a lot of us are already suffering from cabin fever. But yeah, D&D helps make us feel a little bit better about it, I guess. I think so. I am going to go ahead and start wrapping the stream up. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out and watching. I'm glad that I was able to do another one of these DM commentaries. And I mentioned before that I think that that Beige Gang one shot definitely worthy of going back and revisiting, even though it's only been a couple of days. But it was just such a great one shot, and there were things that I wanted to talk about. It was super enjoyable, and all of those players are super fantastic, great people. If you don't know who they are, I'd recommend going and checking them out. And I am going to see who's live right now to raid. Let's see. I think. Oh, Knights of the Bantam is live. Now you're not as upset that you missed it. Yeah, now we got to watch it together. Who's taking out the DM? Oh man. I hope not. Okay, so yeah, we're going to raid. Yeah, we'll do Knights of the Bantam. They're great people over there, and it looks like one of the I don't know exactly who, but looks like one of them is playing Astroneer right now. So we'll go say hi. Let me go ahead and get that set up. Astroneer is a neat game. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched some gameplay of it. Anyway, so while that's warming up, thanks again to everyone for hanging out with me tonight and watching that Beige Gang stream. And yeah, I will see you on Thursday for another one shot. Keep them coming every week. So have a fantastic night. Thanks again for coming. Hard Knock, Fadox, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Maka, I think you've already left, but it was a pleasure DMing for you. And again, have a wonderful night.